Ages. Tonight, the League of Ordinary Gentlemen proudly bring to you the Fantasy Football 5. Introducing Balls to the Wall, Brian Roberts.
Sucks.
Balls.
To the wall. Hell? I said I wasn't doing stupid sound effects.
Quick wit, slow feet, Ryan Robertson.
Sucks.
Jake, Coach Ruth.
Sucks.
And JT, the commish.
Rules.
Hey, okay, there we go. Thanks. I thought that was more so out of pity.
Sucks. Got him.
Thought that was more so out of pity.
That's all right. You can have your own party.
Well,
Brian, did you bring it?
The two that you're famous for.
the what?
Oh,
The drums.
No.
Oh, violin, huh?
I've got the whole set out in the truck. I haven't done that in years.
You got a violin set or drum set?
I got the whole music set.
an orchestra.
Ooh.
We need to get you a soundboard. We really do.
I had one. And he said, "The hell are you doing?" last week?"
No,
I
like that.
Because you had the advertisements running in the background.
No, hold on.
I didn't know that was coming. It never told me it was going to be
No
there.
free ads on this show.
That's like
You got to pay for placement.
when
Here.
you go home, you've had a good day, you
Gotta
talk
pay
to
to
the wife
play something.
twice, and then whenever you walk in, she starts yelling at you for no reason. That's what that was.
I
never
thought we
saw
were
that
going to
coming.
talk
We were on
about
the
this
same
anymore.
page.
I thought we moved on.
We did. You moved out, you left me.
Your gosh darn
Better for it. You're better for it. Upgrade, I said.
Well, welcome to the playoffs, gentlemen.
Yeah.
And for the advertisement I had paid for, we have heard from a couple people about fantasy basketball. If you're listening to this and have not
Promo
let me
code, Jake.
know yet, season's right around the corner, boys. So we need to figure out what we're going to do with it. I think we're up to 7.
Somebody stop that leak.
We got us
four, Reitmeyer, Michael,
That's 6.
Jordan.
Jordan always do it.
Jordan.
I thought Michael
said he was.
Michael and Reitmeyer were the two.
Yeah,
that
so
confirmed
that's
in the emails.
6.
That's 6.
You're not going to get that. Well,
If we get to 8, I think that's fine.
Yeah, 8. Honestly, I don't think we should even go more than 8.
We did 10 a couple times. It was tough. We've done 6, and it was too easy.
Yeah,
So,
8. I mean, at least it makes it competitive.
I figured he might have checked out. So Ransdale, if he listens to this, Broach. That's it, right? We just listed all
Any
three.
of our other 3 subscribers?
That is our league. Maybe I'll ask my brother if he maybe wants to play. He started getting into fantasy football a little bit.
Oh, looky there.
daily, so I'm
Turned in the corner.
trying to get him in. I'm trying to show him like.
What about Boom Goes to Dynamite? Is you on talking to him any? Do you see him?
I see him semi-regularly.
That's the old LaBradford Monroe fella.
Oh,
I see him semi-regularly.
hell is he?
Big A ta-da. He's good. I got basketball, starting up.
Basketball Jones is there.
Basketball.
I got a basketball, Joe.
You get that.
All right, well, let's jump into our Week 13 review. Well, let's go ahead and start with that matchup of the week. Last week it was me versus Ryan, and this would be an important matchup because this would solidify the rest of the standings for the regular season. So let's take a look at this.
Let's do it.
What do you look at that?
Wait, look at that.
So I needed a win plus 87 over Brian. Needless to say, that did not happen.
No, you needed a win,
A Brian
a
loss.
Brian loss, and a plus 87.
And a plus 87. It just wasn't in the cards, boys. Wasn't in the cards.
Yeah, you got to know when to hold them.
You know when to fold them.
Okay.
You can't just bring up cards and not bring that up unless we're going house cards.
What?
We can't bring up that.
That's the way you could at least give them a little.
Don't
bit.
you even start.
Amen, bro.
You got to
I mean,
respect people
yeah.
that pass away.
I
JT.
do.
Yeah.
Obviously not. Case
So-
in point on him.
So every song that's brought up by somebody that's died, you have to sing along with it.
You ain't got to sing along. You got to show it as due.
You just talking about John Lennon, not 20
John
minutes ago.
Lennon was a piece of shit. Rogers was.
Sorry, Debbie.
I've already told her last week, this week. Just
don't listen. Just don't listen.
Yeah, we went to go look at the lights of Tanglewood last Sunday. I said, "Listen, Mama." I said, "Look, you don't want to do it this week. All right, you just don't want to listen to the podcast." I gave you a warning in the beginning, and it just went downhill from there.
Brian's on edge.
Ooh, good wrestler.
It's Sheets, man. Sheets really, but I was having a great time at
You're
Sheets.
going to
ruined
bring
my
this up
night.
on the podcast. Go ahead. Vent. Let it out.
You go in
Venti
there.
is the large coffee.
You've
That's
got
20
to press a
They start
button
naming
to
that.
select the
He's
coffee. Once you select the coffee, you got to put your cup underneath, press another button, and just watch the coffee come.
Why can't you just
Pour your own daggum cup of coffee.
in your kitchen like everybody else does? Or in Jake's kitchen. Or in Jake's diner.
I will say when you fix a coffee here, you push a button.
But I'm home.
On a touchscreen.
I'm home. I'm not making a mass amount of coffee. At work, I have a coffee pot. Pour it in there.
All right, in the middle of Brian's rant, me and Jake are sitting across the table not knowing what to do, and JT's doodling. So
This really is an important one.
Now
we need to
everybody's
get
called
into.
up.
No, it's not. You done complaining?
got him!
Well,
Got him!
sure.
All right. Ryan Tannehill ended up leading the way for
There's
you,
so
Ryan.
many things I want to say. I can't do this.
What, to
one,
me?
Yeah.
I don't
Maybe
know.
Kobe Bryant's brother is,
What up?
It's been Kobe
I
Bryant.
can't get my words out. I'm thinking too fast. I can't get everything going. I have to talk really fast.
Kobe Bryant, what a one a scooter.
No, that's Willie.
Oh, we ain't one scooter. That's right.
Him, what a one scooter. What a say.
All right.
Go ahead.
This is
But Ryan Tannehill, though.
Y'all just want to restart this whole
No,
thing.
Tannehill had a good day, and so did Jones. As I can see, Chris Carson.
That Cleveland Tennessee game was not near as close as the final score led to me.
I heard that Derrick Henry didn't get established.
Yeah, I mean, once they get down like that,
When you drop like 30 something in the first half, you're not going to really establish the run being down that much.
He had a fumble, did he not?
hit a fumble early, and they can't turn the ball over.
That was a CBS game, so I watched quite a bit of it.
Yeah, I did too.
Because Carolina wasn't on. And yeah, man, it felt like they had a hard time establishing the line of scrimmage. He got stuffed at the goal line, I think, once. He was pretty up tall, I thought he'd been running more with his pads this year, a little bit lower, and he was up tall there. And I was like, dude, don't go back to that, Derrick Henry, because you don't use your size to your advantage. But
There's a couple of good teams that can't play from behind.
Yeah.
Tennessee's
one of them.
Cleveland on the other side of the ball is another.
It's just depending on what Baker Mayfield shows up.
But Baker Mayfield doesn't play good from behind.
No,
He established himself in the first half.
Yeah, for sure. He did a very good
And then
job.
New England can't. They're not
New
good,
England,
but they can't play from behind at all.
and Kelsey had a
Is New England eliminated?
No, they're not.
mathematically they're still. But I think if Buffalo wins on Sunday, they.
I don't think
separate
Buffalo
themselves.
does very
Yeah,
good if
and
they're
you-
down a couple.
with everything you had going against you going into the week, you needed Mahomes to be the superhero Mahomes. Like he needed to go berserk.
Didn't happen.
No, and I'm not saying he had a bad.
I mean, you
week,
wanna know
but,
why.
I mean,
Denver plays
Clyde
Kansas
didn't
City
play.
tough.
It's a division
Every
game.
It's a division
Yeah.
game, yeah.
Yeah. This is a division game. He played well, just didn't have the multiple touchdowns that he
Yeah,
usually
I mean,
does.
like if you look at Pat Mahomes, though, the Chargers always play him extremely tough until it gets to the fourth quarter, and then he starts turning on. Denver plays him tough all the way, and then the Raiders have his number.
Yeah.
Like, it's just he doesn't do great
who gave
against
it
the
to
division.
now, you see here, Jake made it funny because you said number, and he took it like a phone number. That's comical.
Did you make a joke?
I'm proud. I'm proud of you, buddy.
That was
Really,
good.
it's just like Pat
Yes, it
Mahomes
is.
doesn't dominate his own division. That's 6 games a year, but it's just everybody else outside of his division. He
Seems to have no problem with the Chargers.
And he was the best quarterback in fantasy football this year.
If I get that horse out of here,
I think that 5'4" fellow over there in Arizona had something to say about it.
He's been pretty.
I think,
he's falling off, but
if he had maintained and stayed the course like he was, I'd say he'd have a better argument for MVP.
I mean,
but
like-
it's Pats.
Russell Wilson had his spike, and he's gone back down. They started running the ball a lot more.
No,
Dak
quarterback.
Prescott has his spike, and then he got hurt.
Rodgers has
Kyler
been-
had his rushing touchdowns, got his spike. It's just been basically Rodgers and Mahomes have been the steady two out of the year.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. He has.
And Josh Allen had his spike, but he went down there for a couple weeks.
Ron, you just had a good week overall. You had Terry McLaurin that had, that was a
So that was an ugly game.
that was a really ugly game. But
He's not
outside of
used
that-
to playing on Tuesdays.
Everybody else
Yeah.
met or
Club
exceeded
It was a
their-
Monday. It was Monday at 5.
No, Woods barely missed it.
Yeah, it
Everybody
was.
else
You're
met.
right.
Baltimore played on Tuesday.
Everyone else on your team, other than Woods, who missed it by a point, met or exceeded their expectations.
Damian Harris is right there at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I mean, if you have a line like that, you're going to win most weeks.
My team
135.
is built. We've talked about it before. I don't have really a ton of guys that are going to put up 30, but I've got a bunch of number
High floor.
twos,
Yeah.
high floor guys, but I don't have a lot of high ceiling guys.
Yeah,
which-
dude, that's what your receivers are, like Robert Woods, Deontay Johnson.
I don't have a number one receiver at all. I've just
No.
got like four number twos, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Number
But,
Number 2.
Number 2.
I was
That'll
making the
work.
Same joke.
so,
You can't say number two and not think number two.
yeah, I am officially eliminated.
It's been an honor and a privilege, sir.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
And it taint what it taint.
When are you talking about that?
Good win. Good win.
That
Good win.
stinks.
Not taint.
All right.
Oh, gotcha.
Let's go and check out Jordan versus Scorp.
Check it
Scorp
out.
was already eliminated. Jordan put up, I think, his best week of the season. And
115 is the best week of the season.
There's
oh, sorry, I was looking at something else. My bad.
That's what he's projected at this week against me. Is his high.
Honestly, I was looking at something else.
Okay, I think he's had to have put up.
He's
better.
all right. Yeah. My bad. I looked at something else. My bad.
On the computer. Can you look up the schedule?
Yeah, I can.
Schedule.
What do you do that now?
No, I'm just saying because I know the limitations of the Yahoo app on Android,
On the person.
where I can't just look at my schedule and see every matchup, final score, who I played. I have to go week by week and click on it.
On
126 is his highest right now.
so it was almost.
Yeah.
That's not far.
So far, I'm at week 6.
Go back to-
131. He got 131.
Okay.
140. Sorry, Jordan.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at the wrong thing. My bad.
Go, Jake, keep going.
I was looking at broaches.
Kind of
And,
fell off for a while. So.
My bro's put up almost 200 that one week if he'd have started one player that he didn't start.
all right. So Scorp versus Jordan. All right, let me get to
Okay.
that. All right, so this was a 2v10 matchup. Yes, Scorp's team just kind of fizzled out there towards the end.
You can't have a running back do single digits, and you can't have a quarterback do single digits.
And then Dez
And then you
tested
can't
for
have-
COVID.
Yeah, Dez
right
quit
before
quit the season before
Yeah.
the game starts.
Dude, I know he was very.
He was excited about
Dude,
playing that game.
he was really excited about playing against Dallas
Dallas.
and then him testing positive or
COVID.
right before the game.
But how do you take him off the field for warm-ups and get him tested again? Like,
I don't know.
if his initial test didn't clear, then why did you let him warm
That's
up?
the second time that's happened, isn't it? There was somebody else.
Rudy Gobert.
No. He's one that started all.
I mean, Justin Tucker, not Justin Tucker. My bad.
There was another football player. Now I know Turner.
Yeah, Justin Turner.
Yeah,
during the
World
Series.
After the game, it was like the 8th or 9th.
Yeah, they wouldn't let him celebrate after the game or whatever.
That was weird.
Well, that knows why.
Yeah, Scorp's team just kind of fizzled out towards the end of the season. Had a good team.
That's a good game plan to take into any season.
Yeah,
You
had a
take
good
that
team.
any season.
Had a
Just
good
didn't
team. Just man, didn't work out. Lamar Jackson had a pretty good game Monday night in terms of fantasy points. Had 3 total touchdowns, 94 rush yards.
He still doesn't throw for over 200 yards.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Fantasy wise, it was a pretty good game. You'll take 26 any week from your quarterback. But Lamar Jackson just does it in a very different way.
Yeah.
Antonio Gibson got hurt for
Unconventional.
Jordan. Cam Akers, though, was a good pickup.
But that Cam Akers,
We'll
though.
talk more about him a little bit later.
No.
We will indeed. Yeah, I mean that's Jordan had a week where everybody's consistent besides the guy that got hurt.
Yeah.
He got hurt first drive. I mean, pretty
One
early.
carry. I think he had
Yeah.
one carry for 14 yards
I
or
think
something.
that's right.
What was it, turf toe? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And talk about bad time. Like that dude really started to emerge for Washington.
Yeah, he's been
Which
very good.
we all kind of questioned his draft pick, which I still do in the grand scheme of things. But talk about like if you're gonna draft someone that high, you want them to win you weeks 14,
Yeah.
15, 16, and that dude was really kind of like building that momentum to be a difference maker in the playoffs.
Yeah, weeks 15 to 16 were against Seattle and Carolina, so that really could have been beneficial.
I
Well, I don't know if
Antonio. He could come
he
back,
could come back.
Right,
And
'cause
Jordan's
they're
got a great chance of winning this week.
and they're technically in the hunt for the division. They're tied for their division lead.
They
so
just
play
beat
the
the
playoffs.
undefeated team, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I mean, Washington.
Who called it? Who called it?
All right, huh? You did. It's a weird year of football. Definitely a weird year for the NFC East.
You know why?
Why?
COVID.
Oh,
that's right.
Go.
I didn't know what
Go.
else you had to say there. All right, so
What else is there to say?
Jordan
I don't know where your mind's at.
Jordan has solidified his spot as the number 2 seed.
Number 2.
And we'll take a look at his team a little bit later. All right.
All right.
Broach versus Jake.
Let's
versus
do-
Jake.
We don't have to spend a lot of time on this one either.
I mean,
The double up looked good.
couple bounces go your way, Jake. This is a whole different matchup. If the
let me
Darren Waller trade didn't go through,
Yeah, that one hurt. Let me talk about just some positives that I wanted to take away from my team real quick. My Tim Patrick, I've been calling him for about 8 weeks.
Tim Patrick. Okay.
Not a lot of yards, but he got 2 touchdowns. I kind of kept saying he was a red zone target for
Lock.
Yep, sorry, I was going through it. And Taylor looked good. That was my other one that I was pretty excited to see. I did have Henry Ruggs in the starting lineup until the last moment where I switched it with Patrick, which ended up working out. And Ruggs really wouldn't have been good if it wasn't for the Jets, who just find ways to lose. Like, let's just briefly talk about that. How stupid of a defensive coordinator are you that you go man press?
Did you see somebody they said, you didn't really understand that defensive coverage till somebody drew it on the diagram, and it had somebody with like the yellow pen, and they just drew a picture of a tank in the backfield of the defense. I was like, there you go.
Well, this goes back to y'all's theory of intentionally losing games.
Like the players are not going to intentionally lose.
Right, but the
coaches man press and blitzing everyone for a 1-on-1 with the fastest guy.
Yeah.
One of the fastest guys in the NFL. That is one thing Henry Ruggs is known for.
For sure.
And so,
I think he was the fastest as a gunman this year.
Yeah, and so to me, I was just sitting there and like I saw the ball get thrown. I said, "There's no safety." And that's the one thing, because usually you watch it and they got their tight end standing on the goal line just waiting to knock something
like
down.
Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, well, Gronk did it.
Yeah, but the thing is,
to the pass, right?
The Jets tight end Herndon can't catch anything anyways.
It don't matter, man. You could have put backup quarterback back there and just read eyes and go knock down the ball, because it wasn't like Carr looked off anyone. He literally said, "Is that 1-on-1?"
Yeah,
and just threw it as hard as he could.
There's a reason why everybody puts somebody back there.
Yes,
because that's what you should.
Yeah,
do.
I don't think teams intentionally lose games, but that one had me scratching my head.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then he lost his job the next day,
which he deserved.
They gave him a good little severance pay on the way out for losing that one.
Bounty Gate still getting him.
Dude,
and maybe he didn't want to be a part of New York anyways. Maybe he was on his way out anyways and took one for the team.
Maybe.
But now flipping over to Broach's team, the double up that we kind of compete all year with who's got the better.
Before we go to Broach's team, I've been telling you this all year. You can't start that many Chargers, Jake.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
I started 2.
I know.
Yeah, you can't start that.
You can't start that many.
They didn't.
One's a little iffy.
The whole team didn't score.
No.
All right, back to Broach.
Broach's double up looked good.
Yeah, Rodgers and Adams. Yeah, that looks really good.
I mean, it's really just about 3 people.
Yeah, Darren Waller had 43. Calais.
Did he have 200 yards?
Yeah, he did. 2 touchdowns.
How many catches?
13.
I think.
Yeah, that was insane.
No, 17 targets for
17 targets, yeah.
13 for 202.
It's weird because some weeks he'll have 3 targets.
And no offense,
and other weeks he'll have 20 targets.
It's when those coaches are smart enough to hey, who's the only person that Carr likes to throw to besides the other team? Waller.
Other than
let's put 3 guys
Gordon, on. Everyone else got what I kind of thought they might.
Todd Gurley's going to be hard for him to start the rest of the season.
Yeah, with that knee.
Yeah.
But Jacobs was out. Jacobs, I think, is out again this
he
week.
is.
He'll probably start Fournette moving forward, I guess. Which he hasn't been relying on his running backs all year besides Jacobs.
He's relied on
the Stack and
Jacobs, and Lockett has had a couple big weeks. Cooper's had some pretty good weeks, and then Darren Wallace has some good weeks.
But if you get 52 from 2 players,
Broach hasn't lost much. And it's just because those 2
3 players he got 90 something.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying you can afford if you get 2 players that are almost guaranteed to get you near 50.
I think the last 5 weeks
can afford a little bit.
I think the last 5 weeks they've gotten at least 45 in every match.
I still want to look at the end of the season. What double up finished with the most combined points?
I think it's probably going to be Rodgers and Adams at this point.
Yeah, but Kelsey Mahomes is going to be up there for me, and Hop and Murray there for a while. Look like I don't think
DK and Wilson will be close.
Maybe, but DK's had some down because he goes to Lockett for 51 weeks.
Now, are you talking about double ups on people's fantasy teams? Because DK and Wilson don't play on the same fantasy team. Whereas Kelsey and Mahomes play on the same team.
Oh,
okay. If you talk about fantasy teams, then yeah. All right, well,
which is always a good strategy to have if you can get your know who your quarterback's going to be, and you get the number 1 for them.
Yeah, I did it poorly.
Yeah,
Dak and Michael Gallup. Cheese and rice, that didn't work.
Cheese and rice works fantastic.
Oh, I love it.
Broach had a big week. Broach going to try to take that momentum, being number 1 seed, hitting 158 in week 13. See how that plays.
The highest output, yes.
Rest of the
Yes.
season.
Yes.
All right. Next matchup is Reitmeyer versus Michael. Reitmeyer staying hot, putting up 145 to Michael's 108.
Reitmeyer, so hot right now.
So hot right now.
He is so hot.
Yeah.
Team's
How
doing
about-
well too.
How about Montgomery kind of turning in the corner for him?
Yeah, dude, that's a big addition to his team.
I mean,
Last
He
two
gets
since
two
the
running
bye
backs
week.
doing 20. God.
And then listen to this: since the bye week, 22 and 25, and then here's the 3 games in the playoffs: Houston, Minnesota, Jacksonville.
I mean, you put Trubisky back in the offense. Look how
Well,
loose.
I mean, yeah, but
God,
you're talking about having a running back with a favorable schedule who's kind of, maybe building some momentum with a quarterback they don't really want to throw the ball that much.
Yeah.
I think Montgomery could be one of the better plays kind of going through fantasy.
He definitely could.
playoffs.
He definitely
I
could.
was
Well,
the biggest
considering he's
Montgomery
got him
hater
and
here.
Cook, I think that could be maybe the best duo running back.
Whoa. Hey. Whoa. Yeah, you're probably right.
Marvin Jones putting up a big game for him. That was a weird game in Chicago. I thought they had it blocked, and then they gave it away back to the Lions.
You got to give it away, now.
Yes.
And his receivers were kind of average this week.
Yeah, what does bench look like? Taysom Hill.
T.Y.
Oh,
Hilton,
well.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, T guy.
Can we skip it, please?
We can skip T.Y. Hill.
What about the other wide receiver for San Francisco, Jake?
I know what you want me to say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
David Njoku.
I did say Njoku a while ago. I'm glad Ryan brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of look
I
at
mean,
it.
he had a good game.
He had a very good game. Going to Michael's bench, dude. Cole Beasley.
The Bees
With
tore it up.
23. Yeah, he did. With 23 on his bench.
If John Brown doesn't play in that offense,
Cole-
Beasley
yeah.
is very
Cole
involved.
Beasley's very good.
He's
now.
a slot guy that gets open. He'll create separation.
I think he's got good morals. See, he's only 1 or 2 people. That's no need for that. Slot. He
Yes.
said slot.
He
Yeah.
did. Slot.
Oh, yes. No, he's good in the slot.
Yeah. Corey Davis
Glad we cleared that one up.
continues to have really kind of his breakout season.
Yeah.
Finished with 11 catches, 182 yards, and a touchdown. That was Michael's highest scorer. They were playing from behind for all of that game.
Garbage
I
time.
figured out Cleveland in the second half of that game, but that first half,
That
Well, they
second
had
half
Ward
was kind of
shadowing
interesting.
Brown
Mhm.
for most of the game. Because I watched a lot.
studying everything, taking notes. Got him a coffee a couple times.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Yeah, Michael just had a down week. But he had to start some guys that like
Brashard
like
Perriman.
Perriman, started Booker, James White. James White, they won by 45 points, and James White had 3 catches for 1 yard.
I mean, it hurt him that Saquon's on IR.
I'm telling you.
We can keep bringing it up because he's still on his
He
IR.
is,
He's
he
not
is.
coming
I
back.
give it to him. I give it
He's
to him.
not coming
Hey, he's
back.
part of the team.
He is.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
I like it. I like it. It's a
A
good
rowboat.
rowboat. All right, so that
Indeed.
solidifies Reitmeyer as the 3rd seed at 8-5, and Michael has the 8th seed
I
at
think
6-7.
he's 8, yeah.
All right, lastly,
I think the only way for Michael to move up this past week was Brian lost.
yeah, it was.
Well, he would have just stayed.
I did Jake a favor.
No, if he had won and I had lost, he'd have jumped.
All right, so Baba Boy, Andrew Ransdale versus Victim of the System. This was
Close.
Yeah, it was.
It was very close.
Ransdale was right at his projection of 130, ended up with 128. Brian, you outscored your projection by 21, ended up with 140. Solid week. Solid
Brian's
week.
extremely consistent
Solid
all the
week.
way across the board.
Yeah. Did
That Mostert fella didn't do too hot.
Yeah, Mostert was the only down.
You really don't have
That's
anyone
it.
to throw in for him, do you?
Mm-mm.
For Mostert,
Mhm.
it's been taken care of this week.
Wayne Gallman, man, with 135 rushing.
The
yards.
Gallman man,
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Did you pick-
You called it.
Dabo Swinney.
You
He's
called
always believed in his boy.
it. Really.
Yeah. He went to Clemson. He
Oh,
See,
okay.
that's why you got to pay attention to college football.
I ain't gotta pay attention to it.
You don't have to. Should have helped.
Hey, I've
You
won.
boys are doing good.
Who's my boys?
Notre Dame.
I don't care.
Notre Dame. Ian Book.
Well, I
We
just-
try
I
to
just
throw
don't care.
you.
He's not
We
a
try to
fake
throw
fan.
you a
He's not-
freaking bone and you
I
don't
just,
catch
I just
it.
don't care. I'm sorry. You trying to
You're
make me
acting
care?
Sorry.
I will say this, Brian. You had a lot of guys on bye, and
Oh yeah, that lineup was all I could do.
yeah. You had really nobody else you could throw in,
Uh-uh.
Yeah, you had the Panthers on bye pretty much, and got
Mhm.
and
The
yeah,
NFC South was on
Yes.
by.
the NFC
Smith
South was
hurt.
on bye outside of Calvin Ridley.
Yep.
And dude, you put together a good squad, man. I mean, they ain't too much to say. Just good freaking week. Looking at Baba Booey. Justin Jefferson continues to be probably one of the biggest.
Does he get Rookie of the Year now?
it's between him and Herbert now that Burrow's out for sure, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's going to go to a quarterback.
I don't know.
it usually does.
Who's the
I don't
last
know
wide
wide
receiver
receiver.
to win it?
I know. I
Odell?
agree. He's top 5
Did
in
Odell win
receiving
it?
yards.
Oh,
now.
no.
And
Yeah,
in
I think
touchdowns.
he did.
I feel
I
like
agree.
Odell was the last one to win it. I don't even know
I
if
think
he
he,
won it.
I think he deserves it.
But I feel like he was the last wide receiver to do it if a wide receiver
And
did.
then
Yeah.
even look at like
Running backs will get it.
Keenan
The
Allen got
quarterbacks will
Pepsi Rookie of the Year.
Who got
His
Coke
rookie of the year.
That is the
I'm
most
pretty sure it's Eddie
worthless
Lacy.
award.
Huh?
The
Pepsi, yeah.
It's basically like one of those
Worthless.
things where like, oh, you didn't win the Academy Award, but you got like some kind of
Yeah,
random
you got like
MTV Teen Choice Award.
Yeah.
like
The
that doesn't-
Nickelodeon award.
that doesn't count. That's
Nickelodeon
cute.
Award.
You can put
So where does Herbert stand among quarterbacks?
very tall.
I created this.
so. Here's my problem that I've learned more recently is like I don't know if you can.
Don't get your hopes up on the Chargers.
Well, not only that, it's like I got to see a quarterback do it more than a year.
yeah,
Right, but you're just talking about Rookie of the Year. You're just talking about Rookie of the Year.
Well, I think he's the best rookie quarterback.
Herbert's the favorite.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I'm saying,
I have Jefferson ahead of him.
I do too. I think
Yeah.
Jefferson deserves it. I really do.
James Robinson.
Robinson should be up there, but
He's top. He's the fourth running back overall.
flashy. He's not flashy.
Yeah.
And they
At all.
won one game.
He's not flashy
The
whatsoever.
thing is, Herbert's going to set records as far as quarterbacks in the rookie season, but Jefferson looks like he's got a chance to set records for wide receivers in a rookie season.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I don't know which one you do. With the guy that's only won 2 games as a starter, or the guy who's got a chance to make the playoffs with the
Herbert
Vikings.
makes more money, so I'd probably do him.
Okay. Good analysis.
Brian wants to sleep with
You
a
know,
quarterback. I understand.
not-
He wants to be that head cheerleader. We got you.
Okay.
Defensive race, but we don't have defensive players.
Yeah. This is a good.
I think it's 2 great runs. I think Jefferson versus Herbert in offense, and then defense Young versus Chin.
Yeah.
Y'all can disagree with me on the Chin part of it, but I think that he's.
Chin's
You don't want to hit him there, though.
Hold on. What did you say about him last week? You said
Chin?
something. Yeah, you said something that we discussed. What was it? Because I
That
can't.
he's got a chance to be the best defender in Panthers
In Panthers
history.
history.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what was it then? It was who was the best defender in Panthers history?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's where the argument came from.
Well, I was surprised at who y'all said was the best defender in Panthers history.
I said it's
didn't say
between Peppers and Kuechly, and you acted
But
like
y'all-
Peppers
y'all
wasn't
win.
even in the conversation.
You did. act like Peppers
Well,
wasn't.
but I don't think I think it's Kuechly, and it's.
Not even close.
I don't say it's not close, but I think it's established that it's Kuechly.
Not Kevin Green.
I think Peppers is.
Mike Minter.
yeah.
I think-
Actually, I don't think it's close after the
Dan
top. two.
Morgan.
Like, then you can
No.
make arguments for
You
the
go
next one.
Peppers, Kuechly, Mike Rucker would probably be next.
That Mike Rucker was really good for a while.
I'm trying to think if I could put anyone else up there. I mean,
Greg Hardy.
No.
some people like throwing
Chris
Mills.
Gamble was good. Mills, yeah, but Mills. I mean, look. No,
What you gonna say? What you gonna say? No. So,
no.
so this one's off limits.
Yeah, you got to have respect for those. You know.
Oh my god.
What position is Ray
You know what? Just
That's awful.
per minute played on the field and production with it. I mean, Dan Morgan's got to be up there too.
I said him.
Like
Dan Morgan
He
was
was
Luke
incredible.
Kuechly before Luke Kuechly.
he was incredible.
Yeah.
He was going to
So
be
was-
that guy.
So was John Beeson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I was pissed when they drafted Kuechly.
Hey, speaking of
we
that,
got Beeson.
Thomas
like,
Davis. I think that's the one that we didn't put up there. That
Davis
should be-
needs to be
Thomas
up there.
Davis is one of them.
TD58 is fantastic.
Yeah, I think he might be third. Or yes, Kuechly, Pep, and then him.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I can live with that.
Captain Munnerlin's getting slept on, so all I'm saying.
I just found it interesting that was the
that
same.
half a season of Jeremy Chin's already in that conversation.
Yeah.
I'm
But
saying
I
he
get what
could.
you're saying.
I mean,
I get
what
what
he's
you're
done as a rookie.
He looks.
Yeah,
really
I get what
good.
you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Carlos Mom's the best closer in history of baseball.
All right, let's not.
Yeah.
Let's not. All right, so that is a wrap on week 13.
Wrap it up.
All right, so here is the standings going into the playoffs. So the 1 seed is Autobahn Time, Josh Broach at 9-4.
Autobahn.
Tied with Jordan, but holds the point advantage. Jordan also 9-4, the 2 seed. Reitmeyer bye week and the Fantasy Phenoms both at 8-5. Reitmeyer holding the point advantage. Baba Booey, the only 7-16 in the 5th seed.
A loser.
And then 6 through 8, all tied at 6 and 7. Victim of the system, turd sandwiches, 08 Lions. And
The crazy ones.
He's really got to change his name now.
08 Lions.
Yeah, he made the playoffs.
Yeah, he's like, what was that? The 2000.
Yep.
What was the year that the Panthers won the division at 7 and 7?
2014.
2014.
Yeah,
That's
they
kinda what
had
happened.
one of the worst years of a team to make the playoffs, and they had
Yeah.
one of the best seasons in history to follow.
I think the Seahawks
weird.
made it one year 7-8-1 or something.
Yeah, that's the
That's
whole
what's gonna
Marshawn
happen.
Lynch beast
That was the
mode
beast
run.
mode.
Yeah,
New
because they
Orleans
played
game.
New Orleans. Yep.
This NFC East is making a run for it.
The NFC East probably is going to have one of the worst records. to
well,
make the
Is,
playoffs.
is anybody going to make 7 wins?
Well, there's 2 teams right now that have 5.
5. Yeah, they could. I don't know what their schedule looks like.
I mean, they got a chance to get to 9-7. It's not going to happen, I don't think. But I mean, quietly I think the Giants have won
The
3
Giants
of the
are
last
Giants
4
have
or
looked pretty
something.
good.
The Giants hold the spot, which would make them the number 4 seed.
They do need to.
Yeah.
They get a home game doing
Yeah.
that. Now I know everybody was mad at Carolina.
So who's is Daniel Jones playing this week?
He's got a shot to play.
Got a shot to play because they're gonna need him down the stretch. Like Colt McCoy
Wins games. He's a winner. He's a proven winner. The kid he's a gamer. He loves the
Okay.
game. Okay.
All right, fair enough. All right,
Now, if George Shipley comes out there, Super Bowl contention.
Look, he was going to beat Bama.
who was?
Colt McCoy.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
If he didn't get hurt, that was
And
in
he
the
not got
bag,
hurt.
son.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
Whatever.
Mac Brown would be what we talked about
Ain't
saying.
going to argue college football with me when the last game you watched, your team got blown out by 30.
Because they also lost to Alabama.
Yeah, but
Quarterback
Texas
didn't
was
get hurt.
better than Notre Dame.
A roll.
Is a roll.
Damn tight. Mom's not going to listen this week.
A roll's a roll.
Yeah, I don't
And
think
toes
she's
are
gonna get
toes.
mad for saying that.
And if we don't get no
No,
toes,
she's heard a lot.
we don't eat no rolls.
On this podcast.
So what's our first matchup here?
All right, so gentlemen, welcome to the fantasy playoffs.
Thank you.
Week 14,
Yes.
4 matchups:
Been a long time coming.
1v8, 2v7,
Come on, buddy.
3v6,
You got this, baby.
4v5.
That's my
Keep
favorite.
rolling. Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
There's
What
no
else?
more numbers.
What else we got?
9 and 10 are not the
Keep your
equation.
speech going.
Okay,
Y'all can have
that's all I got.
Man, you got me hyped. You got to slowly get this roller coaster going down.
I think this is going to be a very good playoff.
Scared.
Got him. Outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be a very good playoffs because I think these opening matchups. I'll tell you this. I'm going to say this right off the bat. That 3 versus 6, I think is going to be the matchup to watch this week because I think the winner of that matchup has a shot to play in the championship. Has maybe the best shot. The winner of that matchup.
Are those still the 2 highest scoring teams in the league?
They are. And not often do the 2 highest scoring teams in the league end up playing each other in the first round.
Yeah, it's usually a championship game type thing.
So this is I don't know. This was one of those years where the 2
Uncharted
best
waters.
teams in any sport are in the same conference. So the NFC Championship is really kind of your Super Bowl, or the AFC Championship is really kind of your Super Bowl because those are the 2 best teams.
It's like
That's
the
how it works.
Chargers and Chiefs being in the same division every year. It's just not fair.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's been the problem.
2 years
Yeah.
ago, those were the 2 best teams in the AFC record-wise, and one of them had to be a 5 seed, the other one was a 1 seed. That's all I'm saying.
Always back to the Chargers.
No one
I like
cares.
that picture,
We
Jeff.
live in North Carolina.
All right, let's start
Not by choice.
with that
Parole and
1v8
everything.
Broach versus Michael matchup. Autobahn Time 9-4, 08 Line 6-7. But you know what? Those records, they do not matter
I'm out the
anymore.
window, son.
Everybody's 0-0.
Oh!
All right.
They gon'
Out of baby eats the boy.
You can't hold anything back now.
We know.
Well, this
We
isn't the
know.
last game of the season. Potentially.
Could be.
Now, do you know who says that in that movie? That's Mr. Dan Fouch. You know who he played for? Daggone Chargers. All right.
Oh my god.
I'm just playing.
All right, so in our first matchup, Audubon time projected at 131. Michael projected at 11.8.
That's a bold stretch. All right, let's just go ahead and get that one out of the way.
But Michael met his projection.
Yeah.
So
No, he didn't.
He did.
No,
He's got 11.8.
What was
He
he
projected 12.7. He didn't reach it. Didn't reach it.
Oh, he gets the fancy looking ones.
Yeah.
He sees more than what we see.
Y'all can
it's
y'all can
on
always get on the website.
Yeah.
Y'all- Oh, it don't show you underneath.
It does.
Oh,
No, it
Okay.
doesn't.
So
underneath the individual player, it does.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes. But the thing is, if
course.
he had multiple players going, you don't want to
Yeah,
do that
yeah,
math because
yeah.
math's not our strong
Yeah.
suit. But we are top 5.
we are top 5.
We are top 5.
Devontae Adams projected almost at 20 points this week against
a
Detroit.
bad Detroit.
They finally give him a close projection.
Yeah, they really do. So, all right, Aaron Rodgers projected at 23. Devontae Adams projected at almost 20. So, 43 points right there. Over, under.
Over. Easy over.
Well, like I said, the last 5 weeks, I don't think they've scored under 45.
Well, let's make some prop bets here. So, what's that? All right, so what's the combined total fantasy-wise Rodgers Adams double up?
It's 43.
What's our over under?
No,
You just want us to do a guess?
Your number.
$1.
This ain't Price is Right, and that don't even make sense.
Ryan Robertson, come on down.
All right, Rodgers, Adams, I'm going to say they combine for 63 points.
Jesus
crap.
Dude, I think they are going to destroy.
Well, you had to get right, Mike.
I think they are. I think they're going to destroy.
Would that be the most?
That would be both of them having like right around,
No, I'm
right
talking about,
over.
would that be the most between a quarterback and?
No, because
No, I'm pretty
Tyreek
sure-
Cologne
I'm pretty
had
sure
60.
Oh, that's right, that's
Tyreek might have had that
Sorry,
when he had 66.
I really tried to erase that one from my memory.
All right, so I'm saying 63. I know that's high, but well, they're good.
37 for me.
37. So you went under.
You just said
You
over.
just said
You
over.
went under. What are you doing?
You gonna kiss him?
Yeah.
I don't need it too.
You want it?
I'm just hoping I'm speaking Aaron Jones touchdowns into existence, and not these stupid, let's do play action and just dump it to Devontae like they do every time they get in the red zone.
That's why I picked 63.
I don't know. I'm just hoping it doesn't
I know
happen.
where you're going with. I'm going to be a little bit higher than you.
All right, Jake.
I was gonna go 44.
Okay.
44. So you have them just barely eclipsing their projection.
I got
I did the $1.
Total eclipse.
51.
51. All right. Little prop bet, little side bet there.
Cooper's not going to meet that projection.
Coop.
Yeah, it's
I don't
just
know,
you
man.
guys never know
Now,
week to week.
On the Melvin Gordon side of things,
It's a revenge game.
It is a revenge game for the Red Rifle.
I actually disagree with you, Brian.
I don't see it.
Other than week 8, he's been in double digits each week.
True story. You know what else is in double digits?
He's been Andy
12.37.
Dalton. I think
10.
other than that first game,
That's weird.
who was that quarterback that played?
DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci?
Yeah.
Dude, he
That
was fun, man, because he's just out there. He's like, I don't know what to do.
Other than that, the week
That was
Russian
the same
roulette.
way.
Yeah.
Or we said, hey, legitimately, I never thought I could play quarterback in the NFL. That's this kid getting out there like, hey, maybe I had a
he's
shot.
been single digits only twice. That game and the game Dak got
Didn't have
hurt.
Dak got
Other
hurt.
than that, he's been double digits the whole season.
He's a volume play. Just he's
Yeah,
got a
he
safe
is.
floor.
So we're saying, I mean,
There's a chance.
yeah,
I'm saying
if
he's
he
over.
if he misses it, I say it's less than 2 points.
Yeah.
If he scores a touchdown, he's definitely.
Yeah.
And again, I like the revenge game, and they're still playing for something technically.
Yeah, they're definitely not out of
Everyone's
it.
in the hunt.
So that does make things a little bit interesting there. You was talking about Melvin Gordon. Tell us about Melvin Gordon.
A lot of Carolina's defense got put back in the lineup.
Yeah, they
Got put back in the lineup.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's. I think that projection might go down a little bit. I don't know.
Calling for rain. Do you think that affects?
It kind of plays to his favor a little bit.
Yeah,
It's no LaShawn McCoy in the snow game.
It's raining on Sunday.
Can I point out one thing and see if y'all agree with this? Is that I think Tyler Lockett has been one of the most weekly, over projected receivers.
Tyler Lockett has turned into what Will Fuller has been for like the last 3 or 4 years.
Minus
They
the
always
injury.
project him for huge games, and he's either going to get 40 or he gets 5.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a headache.
32.5, 50. He's had some monster games. 17. 17 to me is
I think it was
big game.
after
Yeah,
like
but then
week
he's
6
had-
or 7, he was the number 2 fantasy wide receiver.
I'm not gonna say I've already said like 3 times.
Yeah.
Number
6, 7. He's had 7 games in single digits.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. He has been like boom.
Here's
and
a
bust.
guy.
Best commentator in football.
That means
Not true.
over half his games have been single digits.
Since he had that game,
Since he had a game?
yeah, since he did have a game, they're playing.
Dallas this week.
But when DK got shut down against Arizona,
By Patrick Peterson.
yeah, and
Yeah,
Lockett had 20 targets.
Yeah.
I don't think Lockett's had a good game since.
That's when Wilson started making that turn downhill, wasn't it?
That's when they started running the ball more, and Wilson
Yeah.
stopped.
He's
that.
had
12
one-
interceptions since week
One
7.
game over double digits since then, and that was Arizona.
Was that a big game?
17 points.
17. I mean, that's
It's
a
the
good.
last 2 good games he's had been against Arizona.
As a
Did
receiver.
he have a touchdown that game? Because I think
so.
that'll change my opinion, maybe.
Yes, he had
touchdown.
67 yards and a touchdown with 9 receptions.
I feel like
So if
he's
he
only-
doesn't get that touchdown, then
4.5.
he doesn't get to play Arizona again. He's already played them twice, and those were the last 2 good games. So
He would have been
that's
what?
true.
A little over 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tyler Lockett, if he has a big game, you need some guys like that can just have like monster games to carry you on
At the
weeks.
beginning of the season,
But-
Roach had all 3 of them being dominant.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah. Todd Gurley.
That's
So
the next one.
all right, Todd Gurley's still in the lineup. Would you start him?
No.
All right. So what's Broach got on the
I don't
bench?
even
here?
think
Fournette.
Raheem Morris is going to start him.
Yeah. So he's got Fournette. He's got some empty bench spots that
He
he's
can
got,
move Jacobs up.
Does he have
Because
any-
Jacobs-
No, it's sorry.
That's
It's
Michael.
because Michael's got all the. He could. What would you do? Would you go Jacobs?
What I've been reading, I don't think Jacobs is.
I just got an update that says it's a Saturday decision, but it's leaning towards suiting up.
So all right.
But his production might not be heavy.
I think Andy.
He limited practice Thursday and Friday, but he hadn't practiced before then. I don't think until like last November or something.
So all right. So let's say Jacobs plays.
Jacobs plays.
Jacobs over Gurley, and then you slide Devontae Parker into the flex.
How's Parker done with Tua?
Terrible.
All right, then you get Christian Kirk because Murray can't throw the football down the field right now.
So you put in a deep threat.
He's been doing more shorter routes. Pop's been going deep.
He is our Arizona
Yeah,
expert.
I get
I guess.
Last
Pissed off
week you had
every
0.7.
Yeah, 0.7.
Yeah, 0.7 last week, 3.4 the week before that, 7 the week before that, 4.7 the week before that. Last time he had a big game was week 9. He had 20.8
Yeah, when he had a 50-yard touchdown or something.
Yeah,
before Murray got it.
yeah. Before Murray got hurt. Yeah,
I mean, Christian Kirk takes the top off the defense for that offense.
he does for sure.
But if Kyler can't throw the ball down the field, he's not effective.
I kind of like the maybe Fournette play.
Yeah.
Maybe you just never really know what's going to happen in that backfield.
Maybe Jones fumbles.
Yeah, if he
And
fumbles, then
Then Fournette's going to go off.
Fournette's got a really good shot to get some work.
Gurley hasn't looked good. The dude still scores touchdowns.
Yeah, if he scores, then he's worth it.
Oh,
It's
we're
just
at the one. Go get him, Tom.
if he scores.
Come on. I know you didn't do anything. Oh, I'm sorry. Wake you up from your nap. Go score a touchdown and then come back.
Potential Michael Letta.
All right, so he's got Cooper Kupp in there. Cooper Kupp 11.8.
I'm sure to start Davis again this week.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure Beasley will.
Davis and
probably
Beasley would be the other 2 wide receivers I would start if I was
Yeah,
him.
he'll start Drake. He'll start.
find-
Start
Is Connor back this week?
Drake and Connor. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, Connor is back. He's got Duke Johnson.
David Johnson, I
Dave
think, just got put on the COVID list.
Yeah,
so.
David Johnson did.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, Duke Johnson could be a start.
I don't think he would because they're playing Chicago.
Would you start? All right, would you start Duke Johnson or Kenyon Drake?
I would start Drake and Connor.
Drake and Connor. I think I would too.
Just
yeah.
for volume
Then who
plays
put at the
regardless of
flex?
matchup.
Flex. Let's see. So we said he would go. He'll have Kupp, Davis, Beasley,
and Davis.
and I mean, does he go Duke Johnson in the flex?
It's either Duke Johnson or Jerry
Jerry
Judy,
Jeudy.
I guess.
I'd probably go to Duke.
I probably would go
Yeah,
Duke.
just for
Johnson as
volume
well.
play.
Now, here's the better question: who do you take at the quarterback?
I was just thinking about that because there's not really any tape
So-
on Jalen.
I mean, like I like the
No.
Big Ben and playing against Buffalo has been giving up a lot of points here lately, and I bounced back after a bad loss, but it's a running quarterback.
I mean, New Orleans has been like the best.
New Orleans has been good.
The
That's-
best defensive
yeah.
football last month and a half.
I just
though.
sometimes like Lamar. Like if he throws for close to 200 yards, maybe 1 touchdown, and then runs 2 in, like all of a sudden he could be a pretty big boom.
I think y'all are underestimating the athleticism of Ben Roethlisberger. You seen him?
No, he is.
the most
He
athletic
is
person.
very athletic.
He's the
literally
sneakiest
on the-
athlete in football.
He's literally
maybe.
on the injury report for both knees.
Every week.
Yeah.
Since the
The dude's
beginning
like,
of his career.
he's hobbling on both legs, still complete. They're still getting him to throw 50
Didn't he
times.
play a game with a broken foot?
Yeah, oh yeah.
It reminds me of
Donovan
end of-
McNabb in Syracuse.
No, I was gonna say the end of Tim Duncan's career where Pop's just like old, writing it on the injury.
Yeah, like,
report.
why is he out? Oh, gotcha.
Do you think? All right, so
No, you start being.
well, okay. That here's my questions. Hear me out. So, do you start Jalen Hurts in the?
You can't do it in the first round of the playoffs.
No,
But I'm saying, look.
disagree.
I'm saying, like Broach is projected at 131.
Mhm.
So Michael's gonna have to have like a
Someone
big
go off.
week.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, there is no,
I
there's
feel
no
like,
all right,
film
let's
on
do
it.
this.
I feel
let's
like
do
you
this.
might
Y'all
have the
give
bigger
me-
boom
Give me the
potential and
points
bust.
of
Give
the
you the
guys
points.
that you think are going to start.
All right. We just went through this.
No,
Yeah.
hold
Give
All
me
right.
points.
Big Pittsburgh's offense, they're
11.7.
throwing like 40 to 50 times a week.
All right.
And he's got 3 legit
12.2.
wide receivers.
All right.
10,
If I'm talking about somebody that I need
All
a big boom, what happens if
8.8,
3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns?
All right.
Good.
There's also a possibility that
4,
Jalen Hurts pulls a Kendall Hinton.
All right.
There is. Oh, there's a lot of risk.
11.6,
A lot of
Don't
risk.
put the
Because-
quarterback in yet.
Because we were talking about a lot of risk for Taysom Hill.
10.6,
Yeah, oh, yeah. I agree.
And he
All right.
scored twice on the ground.
and then what he
But
has
it's his playoffs,
already
Ryan. You can't hold
played
anything back.
11.8.
All right.
That's
Without his quarterback,
That is quarterback.
with the guys that y'all had playing,
Uh-huh.
he's projected at 89.1.
Okay, so you add in either 18 or 19.
Yeah. I mean, you do the
But
19.
this is where I'm going with JT. I actually agree with what he says. I think Ben, like his ceiling, could be like a 24, 25 point game. I think Hurts with the running ability could actually be one that could like maybe have a breakout game where he could go for a 30 or more kind
This
of
is
game.
true. But I'm going to go with Ryan here and saying he's going against the best defense in football the past
Nah.
3 weeks.
I don't know the best defense in football.
The past 3 or 4 weeks they have been, they're not overall best
No,
defense,
not-
but they played
Other than
very
just
well.
basically blowing out Tennessee and letting them score a lot, Cleveland hadn't gave up crap over the last 3 games before that.
What was you going to say, Ryan? You had something to say, I thought, about the whole Ben Jalen Hurts. You look like you did.
Yeah, for me, if it's the first round of the playoffs, I don't think I want to hang my hat on a guy that's making his first NFL start.
I agree.
It could be the play, but it might be the ballsiest move of the playoffs.
Yeah,
Ben does play on emotion. Pittsburgh's been rolled.
But
over the
Jalen Hurts is
coals
hooked on
this
the
week.
feeling. So
That's true.
But it's also an away game.
Yeah, but I mean,
In
it's
the
not
rain.
like- yeah. I don't. I mean,
I don't know.
you're talking about a guy where you have an established history of him versus a guy who basically has no history.
I don't know if I would go Jalen Hurts, but I think it would be a sneaky play.
oh, it's a
And
good
it would-
conversation to have, and the fact that we're actually having it is
Right. If there's
showing.
any team in the playoffs that should or could make that call and do it, would be Michael.
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
New Orleans hasn't given up 20 points since week 8. They won.
Combined or just in
The
the
last
same
3
game?
weeks,
They won 38 to 3,
3.
27-13, 24-9, 31-3, and 21-16.
Any of them actually legit teams? Don't say it.
Tampa, San Fran, Atlanta, Denver, Atlanta, Philly.
It's not
They're
really
playing
like-
Philly. Well, they're playing Philly this week.
Because Tampa to me is just
Tampa's a good offense, but they look like absolute
I don't
crap.
know.
That
Like I'm not. If Tampa doesn't go deep in the playoffs, everybody's going to get all up in arms about it. I don't expect them to make it far. I don't. I mean, the NFC's weak, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lose early.
All right, so first matchup of the week, week 14. Who you taking? Broach v. Michael. Brian?
You got to go Broach. I mean, he's got 2 guys that could be half of Mike's team.
Brian? Ryan?
I picked Michael last week, even though I didn't think he was going to win, just to give him some confidence. I can't do it this week.
Going Broach.
Michael.
Are you really?
No, Broach. Wait. Yeah, Broach.
All right. Jake? Broach.
We're looking at Queen Sweep Hill there with Josh
Clean
Allen.
sweep indeed.
Clean sweep. Broach also had a birthday this past week.
Happy
Happy birthday!
Somebody else did too, right?
Yeah, we did. We'll talk about him in just a moment. All right, so clean sweep for Broach in week 1 of the fantasy playoffs. That's the
What a
1v8
way to win a
matchup.
well load.
Huh?
What a way to win a well. Just go.
Just
What
about
a
railroads.
way to win a railroad.
One away to win away railroad.
What is a way to run a railroad?
What does that mean?
I'm just thinking about William right now.
Okay. All right. Now for the 2v7 matchup, we have Jordan, Jordan's team.
Yep.
And Turd Sandwiches.
Here.
Jordan did have a couple players go last night. His original projection was
12 of them.
113. His live projection 136. Jake looking at 119 at the moment. So the two players he had going both on the Rams side, Los Angeles defense shutting down New England, putting up 26, and then Cam Akers.
Thursday night football has not been kind to me this year.
No,
'Cause
it
I
has
feel like
not.
we've talked on here a couple times. They're like,
Jake, you just didn't have it.
Will Fuller went for 38 for Michael. And I'm like, yeah, that was great. And then we look at my team. You had two guys go, and you got 7
Sick,
points
yeah.
or something. I'm
See,
like,
my Thursday
yeah,
night's
they
different.
both were projected 15, and they got 6 points.
I usually have good Thursdays, and then I somehow lose it on Sunday.
No, it's mine. Thursday night football has not been kind to me throughout the course of the season.
Appreciate you.
So, Jordan lost Antonio Gibson at least for this week, but
Picked it right up.
yeah,
All right.
Cam Akers kind of picking up that slack.
Yeah, you know how I talk about the Chargers all the time on the podcast, but I don't have any on my fantasy team. You know what fan
I
Jordan
wish
is?
I would have.
Yeah.
Chargers and
Look how many players from Washington Jordan has on his roster right now.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5.
does he?
He's
really?
got 5 football team players
He
on
has,
his
he has
roster.
3 running backs from there,
Yeah,
and then tight end Logan Thomas, you boy,
yeah.
Play him, Jordan.
and
No, he'll go
let's,
off.
let's,
Dude, he's been playing really well lately.
and then Sims at receiver. So yeah, that is kind of strange. Huh?
Boys, we're forgetting about the League of Ordinary Gentlemen rule in the playoffs.
Jordan has a
Does
good
not
year, and then
do good in the playoffs.
Yeah, but
He
Thursday
could be a
night
swing
football
shot.
did not stay with that trend, Brian. I
Well,
was hoping for the same
but
thing.
He
you
has a
got the
running
majority
back
of
that's
guys.
been a free agent up until like 2 weeks ago in the defense. Put him almost 50.
all right. Well, so all right.
So
So
he got Rodgers and Adams level
I'm not saying he's going to
production
lose this
out of a
week.
number of
okay.
running
Well,
backs.
here's my question. So, what player do you see has the most bust potential for Jordan this week? Then
Lamar Jackson. No,
No, I agree with you, actually.
Lamar Jackson against Cleveland on Monday night.
I don't think he's going to bust, but I don't know. He's got a.
I always question that Baltimore team and what running back they're going to
That's
go
true.
with.
Dobbins could be one. I mean, if Lamar and Dobbins don't have a good game,
Does Gronk get involved, or is it kind of like maybe more to the receivers? Because I think AB might have a big week this week.
I think he's on the verge of like having a
Yeah,
good week.
he's been getting targeted a lot. He just ain't gotten the end zone yet. I think
Yeah.
AB will get in the end zone this week. Mike Evans somehow will have 2 catches and both
I
of
think
them.
Mike Evans hurt his hamstring.
if
yesterday.
I had to say
If I'm not
one
mistaken.
name,
Maybe.
it would be Diggs.
It'd be Diggs.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's
look what
Pittsburgh.
look what
Rain.
Pittsburgh did to McLaurin last week.
That's true. That's true. But
I'd say Diggs.
Well, they decided, hey, we're going to take away McLaurin. Y'all try to beat me with somebody else, and Washington doesn't have anybody else. Buffalo can just throw the bees.
they'll throw to Beasley, and they could get both running backs involved. Not that
Also,
I don't think McKissick blows it out of the water, but I think he meets that projection.
I think he'll end up with like
'Cause
6 catches.
Yeah, just off catches and receiving yards, he'll meet that.
I think Alex Smith's first start, he had like 13.
Yeah, he
catches or
did.
something
He did.
crazy.
And now that he's going to be like the primary,
Primary.
Now it's him and Peyton Barber.
and Peyton Barber's not that good.
Peyton Baba.
Goes there.
All right, let's look at Jake's team.
Look at it.
So, Jake, you need some. I mean, you need some guys to step up to the plate.
You got your
Who's a
quarterback.
couple guys that for Jake's team that could, I guess, make this a little bit interesting after Thursday night?
If you wanted your quarterback in the playoffs to play any defense, he's got the defense
Yeah.
you want to play.
Yeah, he does. He
And
does.
he's been bad here. I shouldn't say bad. He hasn't been putting up big stats for me here lately. He's put
But we
up
are getting your playoff
16, 14, 20, and 11 over the last 4 weeks, which I'm really kind of hoping, considering they're kind of in a playoff battle out there, that he kind of goes off this week against the Jets. I need him to go off. Even if he throws it to the running backs, I mean, just throw it.
Just get it out there. You've got 3 fantastic running back matchups, though.
Yeah, you do.
That's what I really looked at. And even Zeke had a pretty decent game last week, and against a Cincy team that's really kind of their defense has been bad all year anyways. But I think Zeke could have a big week. I think Taylor looked really good last week running the ball. I think he really took that position back over because I even had Hines in there. And if it wasn't for one of the first quarter touchdowns that he would have been pointless to have in there.
Yeah.
Taylor really took it over in the second half. And Eckler didn't have a good game last week, but the whole offense didn't have a good game last week. I think he bounces back.
Bringing up the Chargers again.
I think he bounces back. I've always been pretty big on Eckler.
Yeah,
The
he's
things that
fantastic.
I'm most
Concerned?
Consoling?
no, I feel like
Excited?
Scorp. No, I feel like Scorp.
Anxious.
Unsure.
About
Ooh, queasy.
I have switched receiver matchups all week.
I see
Between,
one
all right, so
glaring-
you're looking at that wide receiver 3. Right now you got Kiki Kute in there. And I know you got your boy Tim Patrick.
Timothy Patrick's on the bench.
You got Mike Williams, CeeDee Lamb.
Even Juju, he's been getting a lot of targets and even receptions. It's just not a lot of yards, and he better get in the end zone for it to matter.
He's doing everything within like 5 yards of the line of
He
scrimmage.
is.
Which, again, if he gets in the end zone, like he'll have 7 receptions and 60 yards.
Yeah, he gets a touchdown, then
That
he's worth it.
that makes it worth it. But if he don't, then all of a sudden maybe the guy that was on my bench maybe could have. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like Tim
type thing.
Like-
Patrick has that same type of
Yes.
mentality, but he's got a higher chance to score because he's the
Always
basically
right.
number 1 option.
He is.
But he's also got a lower chance to score because his quarterback's garbage.
Yeah. And they play Carolina that has a bad
Run defense.
secondary.
And it's raining.
Not yet. It will be.
I mean, that.
What do y'all
That's
think?
what it
What do y'all think about
Is it heavy rain?
wide receiver
I don't know.
3?
I don't know.
What y'all think about him?
I think you should start Kiki Kuta. QT Kuta. I don't know how to say his name.
Kunta Kinte.
But I think you should start him. He had a
lot
large
of-
target share last week.
and
And
I-
Brandon Cooks had a concussion.
And without Fuller, I mean,
Mhm.
I still think the offense is going to be very pass happy. And I thought he kind of taken over a lot of
David
targets.
Johnson's out. I mean, it's a good.
Do you know, honestly, I feel
Situation.
more comfortable with him in there. And the one I'm contemplating is taking Juju out for. I even like Tim Patrick. And Mike Williams. I mean, Atlanta has a terrible pass defense.
Mhm.
Well, the first statement might
But
not have been that wrong without
Yeah,
Yeah, but then
Julio.
you're starting 2 Chargers.
Yeah, I'm starting 3.
Oh, you're starting
there's
3
not
Chargers.
another tight end to pick up, so Hunter Henry stays in.
The
Man,
combination
I
of
can't do
Chargers,
that.
you either have to start 2 or
Can't
4.
do that.
Can't start an odd number Charger. Jake's on the running that a lot already. So he can't
So
start.
I mean, that's probably why I don't start Mike, but the Tim Patrick, even maybe Lazard could have a big game. I
He
don't
could,
know, man.
he could.
I don't know. I part of me even looked at I picked up Johnson just so no one else did that maybe needed him, like Jordan.
Johnson.
I really didn't try to because I thought Gibson might still be out, and I was like, man, I don't want Jordan to get a guy who could be. I mean, he was a 100-yard rusher last week, and they're saying he's getting all the carries.
That's true.
He's still on the Jets, which means they could not move the ball at all and get down early and not do anything with them.
Yeah, they
but-
scored some points last week.
You got to keep Juju in there just because he
You
plays
have
on
to
the
keep
Sunday
Juju.
night game,
Yeah.
and you're like, hey, if you're out of it after the 1 o'clock games, the 4:25, you still
Yeah,
got that shot.
That's my strategy,
That's
man.
the-
I love
That's the gambler's mentality. Like, we got one more shot to turn it
Yeah,
around.
I need you to
boys.
put up 45, but I got a shot.
Yep.
I'm still in it. All right, so looking at this 2v7 matchup, boys, who you taking? Brian.
Mm.
I'm gonna go Jake. I stand by history.
All right. Ryan.
Do I go by rule number 1 or trends? Or I'm going to go Jordan.
You went against everything.
Yeah, I
You
know.
went against
But every
the
time I
Jets,
pick
yeah.
somebody, it's wrong. My picks probably are below 30% on the year.
You better pick right now.
I guarantee you I will.
All right. Because of the big Thursday night game, we'll go Jordan. Jake?
Trust yourself. Go Jordan. It works.
Nah, go with yourself. Go with you.
Go with
It's
your
playoffs,
gut.
man. It's playoffs.
Yeah,
Don't talk about practice.
I don't know. Just because I want to win. I
Just
guess
we
I
win.
guess.
Just because I
If-
want to
If
win.
it was anyone else's matchup, I would pick Jordan, but I'm gonna pick my. I do
Oh,
have some
boy.
good matchups, so maybe
You
they
do.
can help.
Yeah. All right. So we got a 2-2 split there. Jake and Brian going with Jake. Me and Ryan going with Jordan. And that is our 2v7 matchup. All right. Next. 3v6. Which, again, man, this is going to be a tough matchup. We got Brian in the 6th spot, victim of the system.
I love the 50-50 split when you look at one.
Oh yeah.
That's so.
It's so
Versus 3 seed bye week, man.
It's not fun being in it.
No, it's not. I used to hate when we were doing this matchup of the week.
Like, I mean, we got two Titans squaring off right here.
We do. Top 2 points.
Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, 1-on-1.
A fat
Wrong
Buffalo
Titans.
guy versus
Wrong
Brian.
Titans.
Wrong kid.
I quoted that yesterday.
Dude, I quote it all the time.
All right, so 50-50 split. Victim of the system projected at 124.69 and Reitmeyer 125.24. Excuse me. All right.
That could
I want to know where to start. Quarterback.
Yeah. Stop at quarterback.
All right. Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray. Does he have to hit that projection or exceed it for Brown to win?
Yes, going against Reitmeyer.
Do you know what the good news is?
Tell us.
The gospel.
Well, I'm looking at
I'm asking.
quarterback versus quarterback on the opposition here,
The
Brian.
matchup?
Yeah, he's
The
going against
matchup's also got another, like Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least you're not looking across and he's going against the Jets or something like,
Yeah.
a bad defense where you know that quarterback's going to go
But when
off.
your quarterback's going against the Giants, his is going against Pittsburgh, and you're only beating them by a point.
That's going to
Brian,
be
the
tough.
Giants have been really good defensively
I
this year.
know.
Like, that's actually been their strength, and that's why they've been winning a lot of games here.
And the goal.
I need Murray's
And you got a
shoulder to.
Heel.
It needs to be like when Patton was praying for the snow to stop so they could move forward. I need
That
somebody.
was a spot-on analogy. I don't know why they hadn't been just flooding the
It happened.
with
They
Sports
went forward.
Center.
World War II's over. Thanks,
You
Patton.
know what I think the biggest loss for Murray is not so much maybe the downfield passing that they could hurt. It's the limitations on running him.
The
'Cause
fact
you
that
don't want him to
Drake
take another one.
has been getting those goal line
Right.
carries.
Yeah,
now.
because they don't want Murray to take another shot,
No,
which
they
I
should.
understand. But that's points.
But
you're
here's the
missing out
thing,
on that you've been banking on.
and it's hurt them in some of these games we've been playing because they had that playoff spot,
They had that
and
third.
now they're
They're third in the division.
Yeah, third in the division. Yeah.
The Rams
Yeah.
are
Right, yeah. Rams are
Rams,
first.
Rams are 9-4, and I think the Seahawks are
I'm
8-4.
Ron Burgundy.
I'm wrong.
I
You
was
know
looking
it's
for-
It's not
Anything
put a question
on the-
mark on your teleprompter.
You know, Ron.
I was looking for-
Nickel the teletype.
I was looking for confirmation from y'all, and y'all were both looking at me like, all right, he's going to give us the facts, so I'm not looking at my phone.
Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan.
Yeah.
Big bucks, no Emmys.
What are you doing over there?
I was going in a circle.
He's practicing.
I can't do it in a circle. It hurt if I tried to do it in a circle.
Okay.
Hit myself in the face.
Yeah, but Arizona needs to win this game.
Mama,
Arizona-
I hope you're not listening to this.
Yeah.
I really-
Arizona needs to win this
Sorry,
game.
Devin.
Murray and Hopkins need to reach their projections. We agree with that?
Yes.
They need to reach their projections.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They've got to carry my team this week.
Calvin Ridley's an interesting one as well because Julio's out.
We know how he does without Julio.
He's got a chance to score touchdowns still, but
That's
gonna
about
be-
that Chargers defense, right?
it's overrated.
Mm-hmm.
All their good players are hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Casey Hayward's been injured and he might not play.
Mhm.
And this is their number one corner. So Calvin Ridley's got a good shot. But Atlanta's offensive line
And it's going
sucks
to
and
be a
Joey Bosa's
shootout
still
when
playing.
Eckler goes for 45.
I'm fine with that, Jake. Perfectly fine.
And Hunter
with that.
Henry has 20.
I don't think we're going to score that much. They scored
Yeah,
0
Cal-
points last week.
Chill.
Calvin
Redemption.
Calvin Ridley could have like a huge target share with Julio being out, but they're also going to prioritize
They're
Calvin
shading coverage
Ridley.
to him, yeah.
Right, which is
Should anyone pick up Russell Gage? And it is Russell.
No.
They could, but I would.
I
Would you,
would.
like I said
Just
about,
ask.
like I said about Jalen
Hey,
Hurts, would you really want to have Russell Gage in your lineup first round of playoffs and just hope?
nah.
I think the only way
You
do
don't
that
do a
is
lot of switching when you get the playoffs. You pretty much stick with what
You got to
got.
dance with the.
I just
One
picked up a
brought you.
guy who hasn't been on all season and starting him.
I owned him for a little
Well,
bit.
there's exceptions. There's exceptions.
He's this year's Lee Stargene. Lee Stargene.
List d'argent.
He was pretty.
This matchup comes down on Reitmeyer's side to Tyreek and Dalvin.
Yeah,
That's just what it comes down to.
He's got three guys that can take over and be matchup winners
I
between
wanna-
Josh Allen, Tyreek Hill, and Dalvin
I
Cook.
want to punch the guy at Yahoo that gave Tyreek a 16-point projection.
That's love.
Yeah, it's always low.
Is Xavier Howard playing? Pretty good corner.
I think
I don't know. I
Tyreek.
don't
Really
think it
good wide
matters.
receiver.
I don't think it
I know.
matters.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I think Tyreek is almost matchup proof at this point.
Right.
I really do.
He is.
the last time
because
he had
of
a
his
bad
speed.
game was Buffalo, where he had 4.
Yeah,
That was Tre'Davious what?
that was for Davis one. I just think Tyreek Hill's matchup proof
Only
because of his
single
speed,
digit.
because of the amount of touchdowns he's had this year.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, having Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
Having Kelce there, just you have to pick your poison.
Yeah.
Which one are you going to try
It's
to take
like
away?
Julio and Cal. If both of them are playing, you can't.
Yeah.
Well,
You can only
one or the other.
take one away.
Yeah. And teams really hadn't been able to take either one.
No.
No.
Well, that lies on the quarterback at that point.
The one thing I hate doing because I'm the one that has the least amount of room to talk is questioning starts of other teams.
Okay.
But Reitmeyer, you're
Wait a
starting
minute.
2 San Francisco wide receivers.
You don't want to bring this up right now. Just leave it alone.
Well, both of them, like. So what's
He
Debo?
could start DJ Moore. There's that.
Debo, since he came back,
Trying to help you, Brian.
he's had 17 catches for about 206 yards, no touchdowns, but 10.8, 10.6 past 2 weeks. Ayuk with Debo back. Man, that's not open. What's Ayuk got? Somebody look that up.
Ayuk got 18 last week.
He had 18 last week.
And then the week before that, he had 0, but I think he was out.
I think he was out that week.
16.2 against New Orleans, 0.
When he's played, he's putting
He's
double
put-
digits
yeah.
up
But they're going against the number 1 pass defense in the NFL.
with Nick Mullins at quarterback.
True. So, all right. So,
But he's a 49ers fan, so maybe he knows something we
But
don't.
he's a 49ers.
Marvin Jones would be the one that I would
Buddy Reitmeyer, you know him.
probably start there though. Marvin Jones.
Which one do you take out?
I'll probably take out Ayuk because Debo has his air yards are
4 yards down the
yeah, like
field.
4 yards down
So
the
you feel
field,
like
but he's
he's
getting
more-
so many.
With how much
catches.
pressure they can put on the quarterback with that defensive line in Washington, you think it's going to be more quick passes than downfield passes?
I think that's just kind of the trend that we've seen with Debo on the field. That just makes the most sense.
I
It's
agree.
just get him the ball and letting him do his thing.
Do you think Yair Alexander has a reason why Marvin Jones is on the bench? The lockdown corner that Green Bay's got?
Maybe, but they're going to have to throw it. They're going to have to
They're
throw
going to
it.
get down, and he's still
Yeah.
got one of the better passes.
Detroit does somehow at the end of the season playing Green Bay find a way to win a ball game.
The only person that steals targets from him is Hawkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marvin Jones has been good, especially since Galladay went down. Marvin
Right.
Jones
I
has
agree.
been good.
And Green Bay's run defense
I just
is terrible,
was
so
more
they might be
curious of
doing a
which
lot of DeAndre
San
Swift.
Francisco receiver you took.
He's also got Swift. Who's
I
questionable that could play.
I would have Swift in if he plays. I think he's going to put him in
Okay.
over Ayuk.
Over Ayuk.
Yeah.
And then leave everything else the same.
Does T.Y. have another good game?
They're not playing Houston, so I don't know.
They're playing Vegas, who ain't much better, are they?
Yeah, but every year when Hilton plays Houston, he goes
does.
off.
He has a good
For like
game.
the last 4 years. It's crazy.
He's typically been better for the whole season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying for sure. So
Because he used to destroy Kareem Jackson back in the day.
I guess the other big one for Reitmeyer's team is David Montgomery. Does he kind of continue to build on that momentum that he's had over the
I
past
don't
few
see
weeks?
Houston really stopping them.
I don't
No,
either.
I mean, when you got Trubisky Juggernaut dumping it down to him too.
It doesn't matter who you have at quarterback there. Your best bet is to run the football.
But no,
Okay.
I'm legitimately talking. Trubisky's ability to get outside of the pocket opens it up for Montgomery more than it did when Foles was just standing back there like a statue.
I said it before we were on air. He has the best fantasy football playoff schedule for running backs.
I think Derrick Henry actually had a pretty daggone good one.
Yeah.
You didn't need to
I-
that around there.
yeah.
I was legitimately because I was looking at running backs that had great
JT, I didn't mean
schedules
for him
coming
to
in.
be a douchebag.
It was Henry, Aaron Jones, and David Montgomery. The 3 running backs I was looking to
Second,
try to get
18th, 5th.
on my team before the playoffs started.
Yeah.
But there was no way I was getting either one.
But there was no
There
way.
is no way. All right, who has the most points for Tampa Bay receivers? Godwin or Evans?
I told you earlier, I think it's going to be Evans.
Is it going to be Evans?
Yeah, because Godwin, that finger is still just a problem.
I just like the touchdowns that Evans gets.
He got the pins out, so that finger's going to be a little bit swollen still, probably still a little sensitive. So I don't see. I'm serious.
He's got his depends out, and he's sensitive.
He's got his pins out.
Gotcha. That makes more sense.
You need to talk. Or are you being sensitive right now?
Who do you thinking, Ryan? Are you thinking
He's
Mike
like
Evans
taking-
probably has better week out of those receivers this week, or you think Godwin might have a better week?
Probably Evans. He's just such a red zone threat, man.
That's the big thing for me.
It's he can go games where he doesn't get yards, but he just gets 2 red zone touches and gets touchdowns.
Who do you think, JT?
I like Godwin as a player better, I think, but it's almost a
I
lost
think he's
season
good.
for him.
Yeah.
I think probably Evans because of the reasons that y'all have said. But I think this could be a huge point, a key matchup in this, this 3 versus 6, because like say Godwin has the big game and Evans doesn't, then that's a big swing because not only are you picking up points on one end, you're taking away from the other.
I mean, because their projections are almost identical right now.
Huh? Yeah, they're both at 13.
13.16 to 13.3.
Let's talk about what me and you said off the air a while ago. Who's the other receiver that we both think could have a breakout?
Yeah, I think Antonio Brown. Yeah, I think
now,
he's due.
if he steals touchdowns, so if he gets 1, maybe 2, all right, I know I'm going a little out there for it. Then who would have the bigger game? I think it's Godwin.
Probably Godwin. Then.
Because I think Evans is much more touchdown dependent than Godwin, he can do more volume.
Without Winston, Evans has become touchdown dependent.
Yeah.
But he's still probably one of the better red zone threats in the league.
Agreed. Think Gesicki could have a good game against KC?
Man, I don't know.
As Tua's come in, Gesicki's gone up, and Devontae Parker's gone down.
Yeah. And then Tua is playing this week.
Tua's playing this week.
Yes.
I think that'll be interesting. Because Gesicki, what was it? 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago that he had
2 weeks.
29 points, something like that.
What do you think about?
Last week he had 19.
I think he scored like 19 and like 10.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
think he's
my
put
bad,
up
my
20
bad.
something.
He had 19.3
All right,
last
19.
week. And
I got my first
10.5
digit up.
the week
Put a
before.
23 week too.
I got my first digit up. He had 19, not 29. Yeah. All right.
Brian, who is your biggest question mark going into this week? Like, who are you most worried about in your starting lineup?
Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
So you think he is not going to meet his projection?
He hadn't lately.
I know, but I'm just like looking across at which one would it be? You know, especially with
Kyler sucks. I'm done because my number one wide receiver sucks as well.
Well, yeah, but I think the person that could break out on your team is a guy that could get a lot more targets with more out.
I'm looking at him. Are you talking about? Wait, are we talking about the same guy?
Sir Purr.
Robbie. Okay.
Yeah, I think Robbie could go for. He hasn't had a
No,
touchdown in a
yeah.
while. He's due. I really think he could go for like 18 or 19 this week.
See, I'm sitting here contemplating about Curtis Samuel.
Where would you put him?
I don't take anyone else
I mean,
out.
that's the thing. I don't know where I could put him. I mean, I can't take Godwin out.
You can't take any of the other ones out.
Your lineup is set unless somebody's hurt.
Brian, it's so sad that your team's so much better than mine, and your best player, still I think one of the best players in fantasy sports when he suits up.
Jono, gotcha.
Jono.
McCaffrey.
No, I was set for McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I was confident going in this week.
Yeah, in which I think, again, we kind of talked about this earlier. I think he could play. I think any other season he's playing, he probably played the last week as well. It's just they're basically saying, what's the point?
Yep.
Why are we going to
And
hurt
you're
a
talking
guy?
about rain.
And
And
you're
if
already
that
paying him
quad
a ton of money.
is tight, there's
Is
no
it
point.
quad?
throwing out
I
there.
mean, it's
Yeah,
he
shoulder's fine
hurt his
now.
shoulder, so he was out that week. Then
tweaked
he had
his
the bye,
quad.
and in the practice
Last
after the
Thursday.
bye or after the game, he tweaked his quad.
So
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna
It's basically a lost season for him too, and there's no reason to bring him back just
No,
to
there's
get
not.
there's really not.
more
For,
injury.
as a Panther fan, non-fantasy here is like
It's
Yeah.
sit
smart.
him down.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, 3v6.
I tell you what, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna.
There's
I
nothing
wish-
fun
It's
about
gonna be
this.
This is
I
gonna
was
be
gonna-
fun.
I almost
My
wish we could
stress
have
level.
enough TVs where we could like watch all these games happen at once and do JT back in the golden day where we're paper and pencil marking down points. As
Oh
that happens.
man, dude, that used to be great.
Dude.
JT had his yellow legal pad out,
Yes.
counting up fantasy
Dude,
points.
tell me that wouldn't be fun. We're all sitting around just calculating
2007,
points.
man.
Look, fantasy football's stressful.
Hey,
Yeah.
how far was that catch? 6 yards.
All right,
Gotcha.
Well, once he gets to 10, it'll be a fantasy point because we don't do
Point
partial
six.
points.
right, we
One-
did partial points. Yeah, that's
1.1.
true. That's true. All right, so 3v6. Jake, who you take?
Going with the big guy.
Oh, B-Rob. All right.
Oh, I meant.
Oh, you want
Got him.
All right, Ryan.
Right, Meyer. Thank you.
Ryan.
You're welcome. He's gonna go next.
Make it fun. Make it
JT.
Fun. Make it fun. Make it fun. Make it fun.
Okay.
Make it spicy.
Matt Stafford.
That's
Stafford.
Stafford.
All right, so Stafford.
All right.
Dang, I don't. Matt Stafford.
Quarterback from Detroit.
Matt Stafford.
Stafford, yep.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Quarterback from Georgia.
Matt Stafford.
That's who I was thinking of.
I'm gonna go with Brian.
Played baseball with Kershaw.
Matt. Stafford.
Kemp.
Hang on. Just let me look at one thing real quick, and then I'll give you my.
He went to Randall.
He did. Yeah. All right.
Brian.
Hang on.
Don't do this.
Brian,
No, I ain't making any changes. Hang on.
Flip a
Hang on.
coin.
What's your name? Balls.
She says he's flipping a
To
coin. He's
the
got a cell phone
wall,
in his hand.
Rob.
You got there.
Let's
There
go.
are apps.
Turn your crap up, son.
People do it.
Well, I mean, he doesn't pour his own coffee. He
good
probably
man.
would flip a
Yeah,
coin
you
on his
are.
phone.
Yeah, you
This
are.
guy over here.
After week 12, I did this to myself. After week 12, I said I wanted him again because I had him. I had him.
You let him off the hook.
And I let him off the hook. You want to crown his ass and crown him.
You going yourself?
I'm going myself.
All right, I'm going right, man.
Attaboy. Well,
I'm making it fun. I'm making it fun. I'm making it fun.
Spicy.
Hey, what do you say every week? It's always, I gotta go with the hot hand right now.
I do, I
gotta
do.
go with right mark.
Look, you said make it fun. I thought he was going to go right, Mark.
Look, I mean,
no, he's going himself. He
JT
got
wants to do the
so I bet he's
split.
gonna do it.
Yeah,
Look, you know JT likes gymnastics.
Yeah, I do.
He does. It's gonna work.
Man,
It's fun to watch. Fun to watch.
Especially, you only
Y'all don't like watching
watch
the gymnastics in the Summer Olympics?
But you
Really?
don't
Of course I
watch
do.
male
The Fab
gymnastics.
Five?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
look at the bulge on that one.
Yeah. All right.
So
So,
really got it going, don't they?
He's still holding.
talk about uneven bars. Am I right? Okay.
all right. So two split.
I think I'm going to watch him in men's swimming.
That 3v6 matchup.
Oh God, Diamond's next.
Are they in wrestling? I'm going to watch wrestling.
I don't know how y'all watch the Summer Olympics, but that's not how I watch.
Oh yeah.
You got it, boss.
All right. So, lastly, the 4v5 matchup. Baba Boy Andrew Ramsdale versus Ryan of the Fantasy.
Of the Robinsons.
Do it. Phenom.
Go ahead and pick out the gates. Just go ahead and do it.
Do it. All right, so original projection was in favor of Ryan 127 to 124 after last night's game. Robert Woods playing, not original projection. Got a live projection of 120 for Ryan and 124 for Ramsey.
Yeah. Stupid Robert Woods. Cam Akers' fault.
It is Cam Akers'
Ball.
fault. It is Cam Akers' fault.
I'm in agreement with
Freaking
you.
playing
This is
playing
freaking
with James Harden. Freaking ball.
Ball hog. Okay.
You get it.
Yeah.
You got it. You saw what he did there.
All right. But where we want to start here? We want to start with Ryan.
Are we
Stanley?
gonna-
Let's start with Ryan. Stanley.
Well, I
Start
mean,
with
is this the? Are we doing position by position? No.
No.
No, it's every matchup is match for the week. It's the playoffs. It's the playoffs.
Win or go home, boys.
It is. Hey, yeah, you can play for third.
I just know both.
Consolation prize.
I hope both quarterbacks have a huge day.
I
Just
thought you
don't
were
look
gonna
at
say
one
fun.
person or one person on each of their teams.
Black Eyed Peas.
AJ Brown for Tannehill, or not? Yep. And then
Eddie Jackson for Chicago.
You're really trying to will this to fruition.
Yeah.
You're really trying to will this to.
What else am I supposed to do now, Trogdon? I need a lot of things to go my way. So let me have my moment.
Let me have my moment. All right, fine. I'll give you a moment.
And then
Moment over.
Kiki.
All right. Yeah. So looking at. All right, we talked about the Rodgers Adams like double up with Broach's team. You've got the third piece to that, to that offense with Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is also projected at 19.
He's going to have a big week.
Detroit has the worst run defense in football.
Does he get it, or is Williams still any of it?
Well, if he does, I'm going to consider all the points that Williams gets on my bench, and we get to add them after the fact that Jones is.
You'll know what you're looking at early.
What you looking at early?
Justin Jefferson's playing at 1.
So is Adam Thielen.
So you'll pretty much know what you're.
Do you
up
know what
against
the
after
bad
that.
thing is for Ryan there? Is that I think that game will could turn into a shootout, and that means those two could be
Possible.
very
I'm
involved.
okay, but Brian's not going to like this. I'm okay if that game's a shootout, as long as Dalvin's the one that's doing the shoot.
Bang bang.
If you don't do that in my house, please wait till you're home to do that.
It is kind of strange. Both of y'all. Let's see. Hold on. Let me make sure that I say this correctly.
Can
So
we
you've got 2 players going in the 1 o'clock games. He's got 3 players going in the 1 o'clock games.
Mhm.
So this is going to be. It's going to come
and
down.
I've already had a
That
Thursday.
doesn't
So
happen
that's
very often.
Right. It's going to come down to Monday night because he's got Baltimore's D, Mark Andrews, Nick Chubb, all 3 going Monday nights. We're not really going to know anything after Sunday unless Ryan
Who do you
just puts
think-
up a big.
I need a big old cushion.
You do. You need.
He got a big honey.
Who
I need
wins
one.
the receiver matchup?
who wins the receiver matchup, I'm gonna go Ramsdale on this.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah, I would.
Especially when you add in like the flex.
And you just got Keenan Allen going against Atlanta, and Robert Woods only putting up 5.6.
And you got the Minnesota stack that have been going for almost 20 every week.
Let's see what they're
I
saying
think
about
they could
Brandon.
go. I really think they could go for 30 this week.
Why do you got to say that stuff? I was very nice in your matchup, Jake.
You didn't pick me.
Let's see.
That you probably should be happy about that.
You really should be happy about that.
But usually, if I start saying someone's team looks really good, they don't do good because I've been wrong on fantasy all year long.
You've picked me a lot this year, you jerk.
You
That's why you
just
suck.
picked me.
Oh, well, talking out of both sides of your head over there,
It's
Ruth.
because I support you in everything that you do.
What you're saying is true. Support me would be picking right.
All right. Well, Brandon Cooks does look like he's going to play.
Mark?
Does it look like he's going to play?
Does.
Right, you got me excited.
I was hoping he did.
And if
He's not?
if Brandon Cooks is the beneficiary this week instead of Kute, then
Chill, bro. Chill.
well, he's got double up potential right here with Deshaun Watson and Brandon Cooks. Again, with Will Fuller being out, Brandon Cooks got evaluated for a concussion last week. That was one of the reasons that Kute got so much of the target share, especially like in the second half. So that could be something to watch for sure. Nick Chubb versus Baltimore. How do you see that game playing out?
I don't know.
Just ask
That
me.
game's a big question.
But early in the season, I think it was like week 1 or week 2, Chubb got shut down by Baltimore. Hoping that happens again.
I think he's been
But
the
he's
best running
been-
back. Well, one of the best running backs ever since he came back.
Yeah,
He's
if
been
you-
very consistent.
If you exclude
only-
pass catching, just a running back, he might be the most talented in football right now. Just by
Him and
running the football.
That one's pretty special.
And Henry, if you consider just running the football, not catching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Chubb he's so dang good.
He is. Chubb's very good, no doubt.
Very
No doubt about
underrated.
it.
I mean, he gets talked about, but not
Like
on
Pro
that
Football
level.
Focus, I think since he's coming to the league, I think he's been
What
the
about
number one ranked
Gaskin? What
running
do
back.
y'all think about that? Yeah, he
I
came
was
back
looking at
from
that.
IR last week and didn't do much. Kansas City could get down quick, could pass the ball more. I haven't watched him enough or followed his stats enough this year to know what he is in the passing game.
All the other running backs, I think, are hurt, though, so he's going to get all the work.
But I don't think they're going to. I don't know.
Weren't they last week? Because they literally didn't have anyone but him.
They're not gonna run the ball
90
much. I
yards.
mean, that's just it's
I mean,
I
obvious.
guess he
good
didn't
game
have a
last
bad
week.
game.
Yeah, he put up 13.
Yeah.
He just didn't score.
They're
Yeah, that's
they're not gonna be able to run the ball a lot.
So you think he meets his projection?
Yeah, right around it.
Do you think both running backs meet or exceed their projection?
I think Chubb exceeds his. Don't say that. Gaskin, I just don't know because of just the way the game might play out. Like we were
Game
just talking
script
about.
might
Game,
script
yeah,
him
right.
out.
Chubb could
Chris
exceed
Carson-
his by.
I
10.
tell you this,
He
Chris
could.
Carson's going to have 2 touchdowns receiving this week.
He is. Carson's got a good matchup.
Jake, you're speaking my language now.
Yeah, maybe
English.
3.
No,
Maybe 3
his
passing.
2 running backs are going against 2 defenses you'd like to go against.
And they're both good pass catchers.
Sure.
Especially
Mhm.
Chris Carson.
So let's see.
I've
Gas-
got fantastic matchups basically across the board, but Andrew's got a better football. He's got a better fantasy team,
Mhm.
but I have better matchups.
Yes.
That's what we're working with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that an accurate
And
statement?
Chris Carson catching a bunch of.
he can pass.
Tannehill throwing
Somebody
a couple
look
balls
up
to
what
AJ.
Chark's done. Are you sold on Chark being there?
No.
All right.
All right. That's a.
I think the last time I started Chark was the first week I had Chark, and he put up 24.
Yeah, he did good that
Good
way.
sharp.
And then he's had Jake Luton. The other couple games Jake Luton played, and he was terrible.
Who would be your other guy other than him?
Would it be hilarious?
It'd be.
It'd be CEH, but actually, to be honest with you, I thought about starting both
Michael.
Williams and Jones.
I mean, if
But
you
But
think that's
a
gonna,
lot of eggs.
if
in
you
one
think that's going to
basket.
be, but if you think that's going to be a heavy run game because of Detroit's poor run defense,
Yet again, I do think it's going to be a heavy run game, but I think they're going to get down to the 1 or 2, and they'll do a play action. We'll dump off to old Devontae because he's our best player. Garbage that they always talk
You
about.
think
You
he's
got to
their
make them
best
happy.
player?
Probably.
Ever Rodgers?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm not saying one will succeed without the other, but Devontae Adams might be the best.
complete.
He might be the best receiver in football right now. He's got the size, he's got the speed, he's a fantastic route runner, he's got really good hands. I mean, I don't know
Yeah, he don't
what the
drop
weakness of his game is,
much of anything.
True.
but
And
Rodgers is a transcendent
Do you know
talent,
what the
so
biggest thing with Adams this season has been? He's
Being-
been on the field.
Yeah, not being injured.
I think he missed what one game, 2 games maybe.
Just one.
No, I thought they held him out another one. He was pissed because he's like, "I'm good. I'm ready to
You
go."
might be
I
right.
drafted him the second last year.
And
I think
he was
missed
like-
5 games with turf toe.
What if?
Hear me out. Joe. Hear me out.
Hypothetical even.
What if week 14 is just like what week 2 was. Where all these superstars, huge names, just get injured in their games.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I won
Wow,
week 2.
Yeah,
That's
that's
all.
actually what I
that
was going
point,
to do too.
Yeah, I beat
Michael
Brian.
should be the favorite.
Yeah,
I beat Brian 169 to 160 in week
I
2,
beat
so we
Reitmeyer
put up
week
some
2.
points, buddy.
I beat Reitmeyer both times this year.
Nice.
Wow.
I lost him, but I beat him once and lost him once.
How you like them apples, Reitmeyer?
Applesauce.
What if that happens?
I mean, good. I don't really know what you want me to say. It
go.
That'd
could.
be a hell of a conversation.
Y'all want
next
to go to
Friday.
our bowl predictions for this game?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go ahead.
I want to go first.
Go ahead.
I'm taking Baba Booey. Baba Booey.
Thank you, Jay.
My boy Andrew Ransdale. Okay. Brian.
I think,
We all think.
Andrew's running back's really carrying him a lot. Well, his running back
They want him back.
carries him a lot. And I feel like Brady's going to have Tampa Bay ready. I'm going to say Ryan.
All right, you going to Ryan? All right. Because of his receivers and Nick Chubb, I'm going to go with Baba Booey.
And Watson throwing a lot too.
Yeah, and I do think Brandon Cooks. If Brandon Cooks and Deshaun, if Brandon Cooks is the leading receiver for Houston this week, I definitely think that Baba Booey has the best shot because that's his weakest receiver, and he's the number one. Kute had a good game,
Look,
but he's the
I
number
believe
one,
in something, JP.
and Brandon Cooks can be very volatile. All right, Ryan.
I'll say this. If Andrew was a real Bears fan, he wouldn't play Watson and Cooks against him in the playoffs. That's all I'm going to say about that.
You should challenge him.
I
do
just
so.
did. I mean, he won't listen to this, but I just did.
Y'all still doing that thing?
He listens.
You mean the podcast?
He don't listen.
He listened
We
last
forced
week.
him to listen.
He said something to me on Saturday about
That was Cameron.
it.
All right, who you got, Ryan?
I don't know. It's a question.
It was a question.
It was.
You're taking question.
And I just answered it.
All right. Taking Baba Booey, Andrew Ransdale. All right, so we got a 3-1 split in favor of Baba Booey.
Who
with
picked me?
Brian.
Who picked me?
I thought we were friends.
Thought wrong.
Phil.
Well, that's why he picked you. That's why he picked you.
He ain't gonna look at it that way.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
All right, so what's
this-
the biggest upset?
So what's the
Biggest-
scenario?
No, who's most likely to get upset?
Most likely to get upset?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't consider mine an upset because it's 4-5.
4 or 5's no. You're
I don't.
looking
But
at
I don't.
your
All right,
money,
so I don't. Yeah, I don't. The only ones I think are matchups that could be. What's the word I'm looking for?
upset.
Upset.
Considered
Thank you.
upsets.
1-8.
It's 1-8-2-7, and I picked the higher seed in both. So, but I would say Jake has, I think, the better shot at an upset than Michael does. So yeah, I would go Jake over Jordan there.
Kiki's about to go. Hey, I did it with Tim
I could-
Patrick.
yeah, Jake
I did-
Jordan.
You spoke that lower level wide receiver.
Listen, I don't know
You did
why.
it with CD Lamb at the
Yeah,
beginning of the
I do
season.
not know
I
why.
gotta just
But
look up right
my
now.
gut, every time I look at Michael
Pep
and
talk.
Broach's matchup, my gut tells me that Michael's going to win this week.
Your gut tells you Michael's going
I
to
legitimately, I was back and
could
forth
not-
on it, but I was
really
like,
couldn't disagree with you more.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think Rodgers and Adams literally.
I know. No.
Might
I
be,
know.
Adams might be all three of his receivers combined.
I
you know who else
understand
really
that.
believes in those two?
And that's why I picked
This
Broach.
guy.
Yeah.
But every time I look at this
50, what'd you say,
matchup,
63?
my gut tells me Michael's going to win.
And I think Waller's greatly undervalued within his projection. Well,
Underprojected.
underprojected. Well, you could even say undervalued.
I'm not.
You could.
disagreeing.
Right.
I'm not disagreeing with you because I mean that's why I picked Broach. On paper, everything. I mean, conventional wisdom's going to tell
I
you
got a
Broach is
cell
going
phone.
to run
now.
away with
Yeah.
I
it.
looked at my
Technology
phone.
over here.
But I don't know why, but something is telling me Michael's going to win this matchup.
Because he's been hot.
Do you listen to that voice?
He's so hot
No,
lately.
if I did, I'd be successful.
Whoa.
So Michael's going to win.
Dodge
That's,
the
that's,
bullet
that's
there.
what that voice is saying.
I'm not. I mean, we'll see.
So Brian hears voices in his head. Okay.
What?
It's good to know.
Zombie.
Oh, I thought he was about to do a Randy Orton.
No.
You got it, David. He ain't got it in him.
Was that where you were going with that?
That's what he thinks about with the Poland team and the men's gymnastics in the summer.
Oh,
Pole vaulter over there.
So we also had Ransdiddy. My boy had a birthday this past week.
He did. The big 3-1.
And
Same day.
on that day.
And my father.
And Papa.
And Papa.
Fasha.
My father.
He doesn't listen to the podcast. Does he?
No, my brother's listened to it.
Daddy wasn't there
To take him to the fair.
to change his underwear. Seems he doesn't care.
Daddy
Daddy wasn't there.
Well, that got depressing.
What's your on the outside looking in
Okay.
with the matchups and everything they're at?
Fancy. Every light in the house is on.
Say it again.
Looking at the matchups where
Okay.
everybody's at. 'Cause we've talked about this. Remember, we talked about this.
Stafford.
No.
Oh, not that one. Okay.
Just on this, who wins the championship?
The winner of 3v6. Right, man.
Okay.
Wow.
I think. I mean, that's.
No.
I said that. Yeah, I said that last week. I think whoever wins.
Mhm.
I thought y'all would be playing each other potentially next week.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
But I think the winner of that matchup.
Go out there and win a matchup.
But if you win, if you win this week and you have Christian McCaffrey the next 2 weeks, yeah, I'm taking you.
See.
So not to.
It's not hurt my feelings.
Okay.
I'd be happy to win.
Yeah, I think y'all got good. I think y'all got shots.
I think
that's
somebody in the
best.
3, 4, 5, 6. One of those two matchups is
Will
gonna
win it.
Yeah.
With the
I think the winner of the 3-6 are Broach.
Okay. Yeah.
my money's still on Broach. It's been that way all year, and he hasn't let me down.
I
Although
think,
my gut is saying
I
Michael's
think
gonna
his
win this
double
matchup.
his double
I'm
up is pretty
serious.
special.
I'm going to talk out both sides of my mouth for the rest of the time. With the regular season being over, where does this season rank with y'all?
Last. No, I'm just kidding.
As far as competitiveness, in my eyes, last year's
Last year's most competitive.
Yeah, last year's most competitive.
was
But I paid attention. To
I think
all
this
these
has
last
been
year.
one of the
It really
most
upsets me.
confusing.
It has been very confusing.
Yeah.
There's not been a season
Like-
that had this many hurdles in it.
Again, even the way the playoff tree kind of like shook out. I guess what JT said, like the fact that I think the two best teams kind of go into it have to face each other first round.
In my eyes, Broach is
Michael
the best
making
team.
the playoffs, and I don't mean that as a slide. Michael, like great job, but like
Nobody
when
saw
we
it.
asked week 5, like even you were like, I don't know, boys, I'm kind of at a loss. Like you didn't know what to do.
All he had to do was
Make-
talk to O'Brien.
Yeah.
Now, were you more surprised that Michael made the playoffs or that we're in a global pandemic? Because I think they're about neck and neck.
Even the two teams
One's
that did,
conspiracy theory, the other one's Michael.
The
did
two-
it.
Making playoffs.
two teams that didn't make the playoffs, I think they both had better teams than me, Michael, and really.
Yeah, you've
Jordan.
got two teams sitting down that, and looking back at it, should be in the playoffs.
And both
I
of
mean-
them they were set up to
Yeah.
have really
like,
good playoff schedules.
The crazy thing, it wasn't like it was like a game. Like I don't mean that bad. Like didn't you miss?
No,
it by
I
two
missed
games?
it by 2 games.
Like that's
Uh,
what
Ford
to
was
me,
eliminated
like, that's
2
what I'm
weeks
saying.
ago.
The unusualness of this season. Like I just put both of you above me, and I would put y'all both above Michael, and in some ways both above Jordan's team. It's just like bad matchups.
Luck of the Irish.
Yeah.
Jordan's been Gonzaga back in the early 2000s. Yeah, they're winning.
But who they play?
Who they play?
Yeah. But he's playing us.
Right, but he's getting all of us on our bad weeks.
I guess.
And he had it for an entire. Ain't no I guess to it. He's still
Ain't
second.
no guess. That's what it's going to be.
No, yeah.
Be careful down
I,
there,
I
Swanee.
barely have him on points by like 1 point. I think it's literally a point.
Points against.
Who we talking about?
I think he's
Points against.
Think-
He's second.
Well, and he's also second in
Behind
least amount
Michael.
of points. Least amount of points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just honestly just a weird year.
No.
Michael has.
Yeah,
the-
Michael.
the lowest. I guess that's what. But I mean, that's what kind of makes our league fun, man.
Yeah, so it's the most competitive fantasy
and
league.
it's just like
Parity.
you never know exactly what you're gonna
No,
get.
and last year was it 4 or 5 to 10? We're all right there. It came down to that
Yeah,
week.
it
You had
came-
no idea.
It came down to that Monday night game
I think
in
I-
week 13.
I
I,
think-
made it in by 8 points.
Right.
I think I was like first with like 2 or 3 weeks before playoffs, and was
you were
like
first
oh,
in like week 10.
yeah, and then all of a sudden I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it
last year
crazy.
was insane. You didn't have what Reitmeyer's done this year. You didn't have Broach's consistency.
Right.
You didn't have that comeback story that Michael did this year.
I finished first in the regular season last year, but my team was on a downhill spiral and was getting very weak. And I was an easy mark.
Do you see that this year? Do you see a team
Jordan's
that's
team
trending
in
down?
a way because he lost Julio and Gibson.
Jordan's team.
But Michael,
trend up.
Michael Thomas hasn't been a factor.
I'm not sitting here.
If
shitting on
Michael
Jordan.
Thomas like this week,
Who's the starting quarterback there this week?
I don't know.
Still Hill.
Right now, I think it's Hill, but they've talked about Drew Brees potentially being
Jordan's team
I
hasn't
think
had
they're
like a
trying to get
set
Brees
strategy.
because where they're in.
Yeah.
It's just about seeding at this point.
Yeah.
And I think they're just going to let him sit another week.
Jordan hasn't had a formula to win every week. It's been just different guys having really good games and his opponents having down weeks. But it's like Broach's team. He's got that stack every week.
Mm-hmm.
Reitmeyer's got Cook and Hill every week, and then Allen for most weeks.
Yeah.
So it's
Reitmeyer's team, top to bottom, wasn't fantastic this year.
But
But
he had
his heavy hitters,
he's got
Hit
3
hard.
basic
Hit,
MVP
yeah.
candidates.
guys that can win you a week.
Right.
3 of them.
He's got 3
And they
fantasy
did
MVP
it.
candidates.
every week.
And they've got high floors as well.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's a
Hey,
very
you're looking at a bad week. for
High
Tyreek
ceiling,
Hill.
high floor, high
14
usage.
points.
yeah. I mean, Tyreek Hill has had one bad week all year.
But I don't think has he had a week.
And I
this
think that
year?
was when they played in the snow against Denver.
He
If I'm not mistaken.
Has he had a
Buffalo
week this
game.
year where
was
both
Buffalo.
Dalvin and Tyreek had bad weeks?
So Tyreek he's only scored single digits one time. That was week 6. Dalvin Cook that week in week 6 did not play.
Didn't play. That's the Alexander Madison.
Yeah.
place.
I don't really care.
So
Okay. Well, yeah. That
So
works.
yeah, but I mean, Dalvin's had one game in single digits, and that was against Carolina.
All right.
Josh Allen, he had a little bit of I'd say a little bit of a
Yeah, like
kind
a
of
3-game
three-game
skid.
skid, but he's had 1, 2, 3, 4,
He's got a
5, 6,
possibility of
7
getting-
games over 25 points. I mean,
He's got a possibility of getting 100 points out of 3 players.
yeah, he does.
And then everybody else is just a bonus at that point.
And yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but I think it's going to be a good playoffs. But I would say that 3v7, that 3v6 matchup is the matchup.
Jake, who's your pick? Championship?
For the game or to win?
No, to win it.
You know, mine's either Reitmeyer or Broach. I just think what you just said about the heavy hitters, I think it's got to be Reitmeyer because he has, I think, 3 to 4 guys that each week go over 30.
Mm-hmm.
And just doing the math there, that you could have 4 guys get you 120 points or more.
Yeah.
That's tough to beat.
It is very tough to beat. You've got to put up at least 140 to have a shot against him.
Yeah, I agree.
And look, I want to beat him. Lord knows I really want to beat him. But it's almost an injustice for him to have the season he's had and be out after the first week.
Well, that's what makes this league competitive.
It's like the
I really
73
think the last
It's like the
time-
73
you're not-
win Warriors.
You're not going to see
winning
this. You don't get this in a lot of other leagues. You don't get what we get year in, year out.
I don't mean to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but the last, I think I beat him last, right?
Who's that, Reitmeyer?
Yeah.
I think so.
Just
And
won't take over my team
I
for a
put
week, I'll
up
take
well,
over
I put up 138 and he put up 136. Like I barely squeaked by.
Yeah, no,
And
you-
like I had like the best week I could have had. Every one of my team like exceeded their expectation, and it was still like I'm watching Sunday Night Football or something. He had something going. I'm like, Mike, oh, it was.
Yeah, he got that touchdown
Evans
early.
got the touchdown early. I'm like, how do I still lose to this guy? Like I literally did everything I could. I'm still gonna lose. And thank goodness Brady kind of fell off in the second and didn't get any more
I'm
points.
up on him by 60.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek
said,
Hill
you know, we got a football game today, boys. Let's go play.
You know what? Actually, y'all don't have to play. Me and Pat are going to do all this right
I
now.
just the heavy hitters.
Hey,
with him.
You
So
beat him
that's-
last.
Yeah.
I beat him first. Brian's going to beat him in the playoffs.
I need
You beat
to.
him first week.
Yeah,
But
week
but
one.
I mean, in my eyes, and you know,
beat him.
Broach is just. We didn't talk about Broach enough this year.
I feel like we tried.
I mean, we did, but
I feel like we talked about the Rodgers Adams stack.
We
We didn't.
did.
We might not have talked about the rest of his team, but we
did,
talked about those two.
I mean, I remember draft night looking at Broach's team, and I put him down for best team, and I mean, he hasn't disappointed at all.
And he didn't.
Broach hasn't had a lot of up and down.
Been pretty consistent.
Yeah, I think he held first place all but what 2 or 3 weeks.
Jordan and I were up there for a
Yeah.
while.
Broach also has the most money left for waiver budget.
Does he? He's the only one who's got over a 20,
I
right?
Yeah.
splurged my load this week.
I mean, honestly, that could be
What about your
that could
waiver
be
budget?
pretty.
I spent all that too. I had $21 left, and I said, "You can't take it with you next season. So
that can be pretty beneficial to Broach down the stretch right here. If there is a big injury,
Yeah, I mean, it's basically Broach and Andrew.
pretty much. And
Yeah.
because I got 16, I ain't doing no.
Yeah, I mean,
Who
it's
wants?
23 and 15 for Broach and Andrew. Then Rockmar's
Everything
got
else.
7, I got 6, and then Brian still got that $1.
Look,
Because he said I only got one
you
more
always
silver
keep
dollar
a dollar. You always keep a
A
dollar.
man of many roles.
to tip the doorman, just in case.
Indeed.
So you don't forget where it came from.
2020 means that Michael is going to win this.
Michael won it last year. No, he doesn't need to win it again.
He's going to win.
We
this
ain't
year.
doing no more back-to-backs. We outlawed those.
I think it's Ransdale if that's the case, because why not? It's just a question mark like the whole year. Are you with me on that one?
Yeah.
Have I read you the weekly recap?
You haven't read to me a while, Pop.
I read in the weekly
All right,
recap.
boys, let's get out of this dining room. Let's go sit by the fire.
Ron's
Ron's
gonna
gonna
tell us a story.
All right, boys.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
It's been
All
real.
right.
It's been fun.
Enjoy it Sunday, boys. We'll see you next week.
Good luck.